and let us begin. So when we last left off here just a few days ago, which is great,
Yep.
you guys had trekked to Syngorn and encountered an interesting city. You were already wary because you have a couple of dwarves in your party, and it's well known that Syngorn elves and dwarves, especially if you are from Craghammer, don't jive so well together. So far, you've been okay, but we'll see what the nighttime market in the thoroughfare has waiting for you. You did also meet up with Tyrax, your new tiefling ally, who told you a very interesting story.
Hubert.
And Hubert, yep, okay. I will own that one. I will own that. You guys will never trust me again. It could have been way worse. I will just say that.
Sure.
It could have been way worse. T-Rex told you an interesting story that kind of culminated in this idea that he believes, based on evidence and something he learned in the memory ward, that there are bits of history that are missing from the books that are before what is known as the common pantheon of gods. There may even be lost or dead gods or demigods, or something is going on. And he has tracked this to an increase in cult activity and magic misuse. And so he has been trying to figure this out. The party, after hearing the story, you guys talked to him for a bit, and then you decided to split. 3 of you, Neuraxis, Alicia, and Ulrin, went into the memory ward. Alicia had an interesting encounter with one of the memories in that ward that gave her a bit of information. Alicia, do you want to tell us again what that information was?
Yeah, it was the name Vogon, and I saw a image of an ocean, waves, storm, and a book.
Okay.
I think.
Yes, that's exactly right. You have it dead on. Kind of stunned you a little bit. Neuraxis and Orin did not have any kind of similar experience. And then Hazel and Torkel. Hazel hopped up on lots of sugary wine.
Yep.
Ran around the daytime market in the Terran ward. You met some kindly shopkeepers. Hazel got presents from people who I think assumed she was a child. And you guys did a little bit of shopping. Torkel managed to get some tents, which that'll be helpful in the future, I'm sure. And not letting like I know anything, right? And the DM has no idea why tents would be useful at all. You guys rejoined, and you are now headed out actually into the Terran Ward thoroughfare, the nighttime market, awaiting Tyrax to kind of reappear at your side when he is ready to take you into the Linen Guild Warrens to find a way into the Fey Menace Manor. And this is where you guys are at right now.
Right. And I did want to do some more night shopping.
Okay. So we start with a shopping episode. Got it. That's good.
Another shopping episode.
Yay. Well, you're not buying
We
17
can
mirrors,
make it
so.
short. I mean, we can make it short. I'm just basically looking for materials for making a gun, the gun that I have plans for.
Okay.
And if I can find any black powder stuff to make ammo, it would be great.
Okay. The market is in full swing at this point because you did notice at the end of last session that the tavern got super rowdy super fast.
Yep.
And all of the daytime traders and stall owners are now in here, and things are getting a little crowded. It's getting hot. It's getting noisy. I have sound, but we'll play with that later because we're going to switch scenes here really quickly. And you know where Torkel and Hazel know where the thoroughfare is because they've been there. So if you guys want to kind of lead the party out, you can do that. So if we will actually, I'm going to go ahead and grab your guys' icons while I'm at it. So let's switch scenes into the market.
Ooh.
This is what I was building earlier. Granted, it's mostly just a
that's
just
the-
a background.
Holy crap!
I didn't
The
really
tree
know
and the
this.
shiny things in the
That's
middle.
pretty cool.
That's so
Lovely.
cool.
All right. So as you guys walk into the marketplace, you notice a handful of things right away. The first being your blue-skinned tiefling friend is actually there.
Oh.
And he waves at you.
Well, yeah,
but-
there he is.
Yep, kind of makes a motion to just hold off. He seems to be talking to someone at this stall here on the upper part of your map. So on your guys' left-hand side. As you get into the thoroughfare, it's definitely a different market now that the sun has gone down. All of the kindly shopkeepers have disappeared, and they've been replaced with elves, all bearing a stern expression. And the minute they see you, several of them turn their noses up at you.
You're not gonna give me
What
free
a
stuff.
bunch jerks.
Yeah, a couple of them even turn their backs on you. So keep this in mind as you wander. You do also notice, if you listen closely, there is music on the air, chimes and bells, and a language that none of you recognize. And it hovers over everything here. That and the scent of night blooming plants like jasmine, and there are lanterns that float above your heads, magically imbued with the power to light and float and be cool looking.
Oh.
So the air
That's
is...
what the little glowy things are.
Yep. The air is much more colder than it was during the day. You kind of have to wrap your cloaks or whatever you have on around you against the chill. And you do see shoppers. You see, again, mostly elves. There are a few halflings, a couple of gnomes wandering around. But you also do notice that there is a very strong verdant guard presence. And they stand between every stall, shoulder to shoulder in pairs. And Tyrax is kind of finishing up his deal. I'm going to zoom in on the map here now that we are moving around. And he comes over to all of you and smiles. He looks a little more composed than when you last saw him. And he's...
Hopefully.
Yeah, he was a little rattled, you know.
A little bit.
A bit. And he comes over to you and he says, I thought better of letting you all wander the thoroughfare alone. The guards here, they know me well enough to associate me with Yurik, which, I mean, they respect him, obviously, but they aren't going to go out of their way for me, and I don't give them anything but a passing thought, because I know not to act up. So let that be your warning to not act up as well. Yeah. So be on your best behavior, essentially. I know that seems patronizing, but it really will go a long way here. He will go with you. You guys can do what you need to do, and then he will take you down into the Warrens whenever you're ready.
So this was one of the places they suggested for me to look for armor made of strange materials.
It would be worth looking, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I just want to very sleepily ask Ulrin if I could have the enchanted crossbow, since no one else is using it, and last time worked pretty well. And then I would provided that he gives it to me, I would like to look for crossbow bolts that I could purchase for it.
Okay. Tyrax is actually going to stop you. He's going to say, don't, weapons, you can have them on you, but if you make a move, you're going to have the verdant guard on you.
Oh,
and then
sorry.
I can't, wait till we get into the Warrens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You make a move, it's going to look like a threat.
In that case...
I am very threatening.
Ulrin, could you put Draconic Greatsword in the bag of holding?
Yep.
Because that's probably a pretty bad, like a 4-foot blade,
There are the guards, they're not on the map, but the guards that are nearest you, kind of in this area, are watching you all very closely.
Look, I'm putting it in the bag.
They
I'm
are.
putting it in the bag. Just like...
Okay. You go to move, and one of them starts to shift forward, but he waits until he sees what you're going to do, and as you put the sword in the bag, he relaxes just enough to step back into place, but he looks a little twitchy.
Yeah.
Well, at least, I mean, we just put a weapon away. He should be happy.
Yeah.
He's an elf, so
I still don't blame him for being worried when it's in my hands. Like,
Yeah.
The cellar that Tyrax was talking to, that's located over here, does notice all of you. He doesn't turn his back on you. He seems a little more open body language wise. If you wanted to talk to him, he does have arms and armaments.
I wouldn't mind getting some more daggers.
Okay. Yep. We can, you guys can go talk to him as I pull up all of my notes for everything. Okay, so this is actually a short-haired male elf whose name is, he will gladly, welcome you guys over, and he just calls himself Lass, L-A-S. So you guys can talk to him. He and Tyrax seem to know each other. Tyrax will go over to this man and basically say, I trust them. If you've got stuff to sell,
There's
probably have the money
introductions
for
and all
it.
that.
Yeah, do all that fun stuff. So let's run down the list of who's looking for what. Who wants to go first?
Well, I don't know if he has weapons. I don't know if he's gonna have what I want.
You can ask.
Yep.
yeah.
okay,
Yep.
high charisma will take the lead. Everybody calm down.
I'm thinking about how to ask.
Okay.
Because,
Without mentioning guns.
hey, do you have materials for guns? Is not gonna cut it.
Hello, Mr.
So-
Elf. Do you have some crossbow
Oh,
bolts?
dear.
Of
I will.
course.
Do you still
Oh.
have wine do you have like fruit punch
God.
mouth still? Do you still have
Probably.
it's like a bad Buffy joke? Do you still have fruit punch mouth? Okay. He looks down at you and looks up at Tyrax, and Tyrax is like,
Hello.
I wouldn't question. He just- don't ask. I don't even know what happened there. But she's friendly. It's all right. Crossbow bolts. This elf is gonna look at you. You guys, we get to the shopping part of the episode where the DM has to roll for everything. Okay. He does. He has standard crossbow bolts. They're shiny. They're kind of off to the left. He brings them over to you. They look very finely made. He crafts them himself. He has 10 available for sale. They are just standard crossbow bolts. And if you want them, he'll part. Now remember, you were warned everything here is more expensive. So that's the DM reminding you. So the sticker shock's about to get real.
But it's Black Friday.
I didn't think about that.
Keep that in front of the store for
Is there a
10
Syngorn
hours.
Black Friday?
Expensive, not more.
He'll part with them for 25 gold pieces.
Holy shit.
Do we still have the special ones as well?
Yeah, we
This
have
is
some
madness.
silver ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, how many bolts do we have?
We have 20 silver
Oh.
bolts, and I can make you bolts if I have time.
I mean, maybe not right now, but
Yeah, not right. I mean, yeah, it'd require a long rest.
Yeah. He will
All right.
also say that, because you seem to be not interested, I do have something else. They're not crossbow bolts, they're their arrows.
Oh, I like arrows.
Oh, so anything sharp, flying, and pointy. Got it. He reaches underneath. He kind of, pardon me, I have sinus issues. He ducks down for a minute. Tyrax is even looking a little curiously, and he says, he sometimes has really interesting stuff. You never know what he's going to pull out from underneath there. And he brings up this wooden...
That's
Everybody okay? Okay. He brings up this wooden box, spins it to you so that the lid opens towards him. And inside are 15 purely... Like, these arrows look like they're made out of black. They're as dark as night.
Ooh, what do these do?
stealth arrows.
They pack a bit of a wallop. If you hit somebody with this, you have a chance to knock them prone.
Ooh. How much are they?
For the 15, 500 gold pieces.
Wow.
Oh.
I
But
don't
do you
have
need
that much
15?
money. I have only 50 gold pieces.
Jesus, how? We've been paid so much.
I know, I thought it was all... Did we distribute it? I thought it was all going in the party fund.
Yeah, it did go in the party fund, I think.
Not the first time we got distributed X amount each.
Oh, I
didn't we?
think that's where I
Yeah.
have the 50 gold pieces from, because I remember, like, I think I gave Ulrin some of the money for the bag of holding.
All right.
And then I got the
True.
50 gold pieces
Right,
back,
right.
so...
So as you guys are kind of
hoarding mine.
talking amongst yourselves, T-Rex and this guy are going to start having a whispered conversation. And Lass comes back to you after a couple of minutes. I had to roll a persuasion check, and he against myself, and he says, all right. T-Rex tells me you guys are going to put these to good use. 250 and they're yours. I'll cut you a break.
250.
Yeah,
How
that's
much do you
more
want for
reasonable.
5?
For 5?
Yeah.
I mean, there are 15, so divided by 3. Who can math? I can't math. I can't math like at all.
250 by 3.
Yeah. You guys will get
5
to that.
cents.
What is it?
83. Says my
Okay.
calculator.
Okay. You get to yours faster than I did. So Yeah,
I
I
still
don't-
can't afford them.
I don't normally break them up, but sure.
I say I can give you 33 if you need it, Hazel.
I can give you some too.
No, really, thank you guys. I'll just take 5 then.
5. All right. So he trades you the 83 gold for the 5 arrows. You now have 5 arrows of walloping.
Of walloping.
I love that.
And what this does, it literally says this ammunition packs a wallop. A creature hit by the ammunition must succeed on a DC 10 strength save or be knocked prone.
Yeah, that's not too
Okay.
bad.
They don't mess around with how they name things, do they? It's like
Nope.
this is what it does.
Thanks so much, guys. I promise I'll put them to good use.
Yeah. I'll give you. Let's see. I gave you 10 gold pieces for it. If that's enough.
Okay.
I
Wait,
gave
okay.
I gave him a
83.
33. You're all right, Alyssa. I
Yeah.
think. If my
Okay,
math
so
is
you-
right.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, then you're doing good. Sorry. I
Okay,
can
so I'm
take
getting
the.
the 33 from Norexus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, that
All
works.
right. So you
Do
have
we
Thank
need party
you.
gold? What happened?
Orin was just standing there controlling the money and didn't even.
I had a delivery, so I had to go
That's
sign.
all good.
Yeah. Wait,
It was
How much
bartering
is it-
amongst party members.
how much is in the party gold right now?
That's on a need-to-know basis.
Oh dear.
I have 0 gold now. But
200.
that's okay.
205 gold. Right now.
In the party loot?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've been taking our own, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, 205 gold because we paid for like the camel and stuff. And
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's why I'm sitting on
Didn't
50 platinum.
didn't Schubert get refunded?
No.
Yeah,
'cause
we got like.
He gave us
Oh.
the $200, but I paid for Hubert.
Hyrix gave us a bag of 225 gold.
Yeah.
I know I've kept all my gold.
I don't remember who wrote that down. I have it written down in my book, but not on my sheet. Do you have that already?
Because it was paying me
I
back for
think-
paying for
I
Hubert.
think I do. I have a bag of gold. I didn't know how much though. so
Yeah, 225 for
Alright.
paying off the camel that we never returned.
I'll have to update.
Because
Because
we
it
originally
just-
got to pay a down payment.
Because it's
Like-
not a camel anymore.
I'll
Yeah.
update the gold.
Yeah.
All right. We're at 425 then.
Okay.
So I'll step up and give the most formal bow or whatever that he knows, and then ask him about armor of unusual material.
He kind of looks at you. I mean, I have arms. I don't do armor. It's gonna think for a second while your DM pulls up all of her notes.
Fair enough.
Give me
That's
a
the thing.
sec.
It's either here or Craghammer, but I was like, well ask here while we're here.
Yeah, he points across the way. I'm gonna zoom my map out a little bit so I can see this a little bit better. There is a armorer down here, kind of in the center bottom of the map. It looks like there's shirts and stuff laid out on a table. It's actually armor, but so it's down.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, down away from the tree a little bit.
Right.
All right. So that is Cicely. She's a distant family relation. If you tell her I sent you, and honestly, she may even see you coming from over here if you head right there. She may have something. She gets her stuff from far off places, so there's a chance.
Huh.
But her import-export costs are pretty high, so keep that in mind. All right, who else? Anybody?
Can I do a perception check to see if I see anyone selling like magical things, like scrolls or...
Oh, yeah, go for it.
I rolled a 1, so I don't see shit.
Bam, okay.
Oh, wow.
You see your feet, that's about it.
So I'll go up to him and ask him if he has any daggers or stuff that... About daggers, like, I only have 1, so I think I need more.
Oh, yeah. He's got plenty of, if you just want a standard dagger, he's got those by that armful. Oh, yeah.
So I can throw them, but don't be afraid of not getting them back. It's more like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. They are 10 gold each.
10 gold?
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy 3 then.
Okay, so 30 gold, you have 3, just 1d4 daggers.
Yeah, just normal ones. So I have 4 daggers instead of just 1, so I can use more than 1.
Alicia is turning into Nikita over there. She's like...
I'm back.
Yeah.
Holy moly, all right. You're going to need like a grenadier belt for all your daggers. Just whip them out and start throwing them.
I just put them in my backpack, so I just have daggers now.
All right, very good. Okay, so daggers. Tyrax will follow you guys if you want to head to the armorer, if you want to explore a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna also follow to the armorer because having heard that she's got more exotic stuff and importations from all over.
Can I
That
ask,
makes it more likely that she'd have materials that I might be interested in.
Sure. Yeah, Ulrin, what did you...
just for materials, like raw materials, see what metals he has.
The guy you were just talking to? Or
Laz.
Oh, okay, yeah. He mostly works in standard metals.
So just like iron.
So iron, yeah. Occasionally he works with mithril, but he hasn't had any in a while.
Okay.
It's been harder to get it because Craghammer, he will tell you Craghammer, no offense, but they're basically being dicks right now. Our middlemen who buy it from them, they got word that we were doing that and they upped their prices. So it's
I fully understand that. I'm at odds with Craghammer as well.
Fair enough. You may want to write that on your forehead as you walk through here. Like, don't like Craghammer right now, not a basic dwarf. And
I feel like it would help.
It might help. he kind of chuckles.
I have ink.
There you go. Yeah. He will go. There are other shoppers, so he will go back to his trade if you don't need it.
Did he have any just iron ingots that I could purchase? Just like a few, or any just metal? Just
you want ingots?
Yeah,
I
or
mean,
just raw metal.
He's got
whatever
some.
you have to spare.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, actually, he does. He pulls out a box. This one's much more beat up than the one the arrows had been in, and it looks like scraps stuff he messed up on forging.
Okay, that's
so
perfect.
It's scrap metal. You can have the box. It weighs 20 pounds.
Okay.
And he'll part with it for 50 gold.
Oh.
There's a lot in there. I mean, it's just heaps of...
It's like a big box. Yeah, 20 pounds.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a lot of scrap metal.
Just random metal, too?
Just random metal bits. He admits that, these were from when he was first trying to forge some of the larger items that he now sells, like lances and spears and that kind of thing. And he kind of chuckles. It's like, I've learned a lot in the last 20 years or so I've been, holding on to this for a while.
Okay. I'm gonna take one of the legs from that scarabout and lay it on the table.
Okay.
And ask him if he would exchange this scrap metal for this exotic metal.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Dice. And I'll kind of explain that, I'm also a forge man myself, and I like to experiment with new metals, and I think that this would help him better his craft.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, where's my... persuasion is 0. So, 12.
Yeah, that's actually, the DC was not terribly high because you did let him know that you were, and he recognizes a fellow smith. He definitely can notice the make of your own armor and your weapons. The DC was 12. So he will take it. He's not sure what it is, but he's very curious. It's a look you know very well when you've encountered strange things that look like they might be fun to tinker with. And you see his face, his eyes kind of light up, and he says, yeah, all right. I mean, these scraps aren't doing me any good. You do, Ulrin, as you look at the scraps, you definitely could make use of these, but it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to have a lot of bending. You're going to have to cut pieces of the metal in order to get rid of the charter or the bent ends that won't do you any good. But yeah, he will take it. So write that down.
Box of scrap metal.
Yep, 20 pounds. Okay.
And then I'll take 5 gold out of my purse, and I'll set it on the counter and just remind him that not all dwarves are as much of assholes as the Craghammer ones.
Hashtag not all dwarves.
Thankfully, I've already had enough.
At the gold, he looks at you, and he hands it back, and he says, I don't hold the same grudges as, and he kind of motions to the stalls in the same line as him. He says, and those were the elves that started to turn their backs on you guys and still will not look your way, as they do business with other elves. I would avoid them, but yeah. You do also notice, Ulrin, the Verdant Guard, who are maybe 15 feet from you at this point, have left.
Okay.
Ooh.
So.
Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing?
I don't know.
They're following us.
Alright, and then I'll just say my goodbyes and Allhammer's blessing and take off.
Alright, he nods and starts to do business with others. Although you get the sense that he kind of is watching you as you walk off, just curiously more than anything else.
Alright, and then I'll walk over and rejoin everybody.
Okay. Alright. Cecily, as you guys are coming up to her stall, she has these really pretty kind of light purple lanterns floating above her stall. It makes you feel like you're like underwater almost. It's kind of a cool effect that she's got going on. This is a taller, older female elf. Can't guess her age. You don't know elven age for crap because it's impossible to tell almost. But she's definitely, there's a little bit of gray in her hair, so you figure up there. She's got a long blonde braid that kind of hangs over her shoulder, and she is doing a brisk business. There are people vying for her. It's like walking up to a crowded bar and trying to get the bartender to pay attention to you. It's a little bit of that feeling. She's changing money, pieces of armor are moving across the big stall table that she has in front of her. She does have someone appears to be helping her, a younger male elf, running back and forth. Looks a lot like her relative or a son or something. And you see gauntlets move, you see a cloak move by you, you see a breastplate kind of get plunked down beside you, Torkel, as the guy beside you is buying it. Like, all of this stuff is happening all at once. And it's an interesting racket compared to, because it almost blots out that elven song that's floating around you, almost, but you do still hear it. Tyrax is kind of trying to nudge his way toward the front to make space for you guys. But it is difficult. There probably is a group of people, maybe, 3 or 4 deep at this point around her stall. So...
Oh, you need me to make space? I can make space. No, just...
Now.
Tyrax is doing okay, but he's tall but lithe. He's not you, Neurexis.
Yeah, like a block. Just...
Yes. So yeah, if you guys want to try to muscle your way to the front, you can, or you can wait until the crowd thins out.
I don't think muscling our way would be a good idea.
Yeah.
We should wait politely.
I mean, I'm sure I could easily slip through the legs of the people and something. I actually have the ability to move through the space of a creature larger than me. So
It's useful for Black Friday shopping.
It's a halfling feat, so or a feature. But I'm not sure if I would be any much help at the front.
True.
All right, so you guys try to kind of jostle your way through. Hazel just is gone underneath the legs of a bunch of elves who are like, "Hey, what the?" And then all of a sudden, here is this halfling that's like, "Hey."
Hello. What am I doing?
Cecily sees you, looks at the customer she was just with, the woman whose legs you just basically ducked under.
Excuse me, miss.
It's like when you lose your child. I'm just like, can't see Hazel. I'm like, oh no, what trouble has she got into?
Cecily just starts laughing. She's like, well, that's one way to get to the front of the crowd. And then she looks over and sees in the middle of this crowd of elves the rest of you. Except for Alicia, who she probably can't see quite yet.
Probably not.
And then sees Tyrax and kind of nods at him, and Tyrax nods back, seems to know her as well, and says, just a minute, let me clear the rest of these people out. So she and this young man... Thank you! You're welcome. Okay.
I dart back to the group and say, she'll be done in just a minute.
Oh, thank God.
See, this is what a weaponized halfling does.
We're weaponizing cuteness. It's not right.
Yep, exactly.
I feel like we have to go to chaotic evil now. I don't understand.
Oh, no.
That was the plan all along.
It was, actually. Yeah. You didn't know it, but Tyrax is the final boss. You had no idea. Okay. Except he will be in camel form.
I mean, using the cuteness to get in front of lines.
Oh, yeah.
But that too, I guess.
Thanks to that halfling nimbleness.
Yeah. Over the next 5 or 6 minutes, that brisk business continues. I want all of you to make perception checks while you're waiting.
Ooh. Perception.
Ugh.
Perception.
It's just
I can use my actual dwarf dice since my roommate is at work today.
Woohoo.
18. The big green 18.
Hey. All right. So.
All right. Perception.
Yep.
I get a +5.
Dang.
That's a 9.
Okay.
I got 11.
My dwarf dice are not happy today.
Okay, so 2 highest, Alicia and Neuraxis. You do notice instead of 2 verdant guards, there are 4 now over here.
Ooh.
And
I knew it.
2 of them are the same guards who were over by Lass's stall.
I called it.
So, I don't know if you want to point that out or if you're keeping that to yourselves, but...
I think Ulrin is close to me, so I just whispered to him since he's also a dwarf.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, since he's a dwarf.
Neurax tug Tyrax's sleeve and be like, is that normal or should we do our business and get out of here? I don't want to... You said best behavior, but I'm not really sure what that means in this city.
He's gonna pull himself away from the rest of the crowd without trying to look suspicious, and is gonna lean into you and say, that is not normal.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
You may want to hurry.
Stay by me.
What?
Hazel, stand here and do not move.
Oh, okay. And she stands beside Narexis and tries really hard not to move, like almost holding her breath.
T-Rex is actually going to go back and kind of make his way to the front. Again, the guards, like he said, the guards recognize him, but he doesn't know how well that goodwill is, or lack of a goodwill, or just neutrality is going to last at this point. Yeah. So he's going to move to the front. He says, "Let me. What do you guys want? Let me maybe do this."
Oh,
what are you looking for? Just give me your shopping list, essentially.
Splint in ideally adamantine or mithril. It's like unusual materials.
Okay.
Well, they said it'd either be here or Craghammer, so I figure I might as well ask here while I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. Materials like metals.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So not armor, but raw materials.
Tinkering materials and black powder.
He kind of looks at you strangely.
So saltpeter, sulfur.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually,
all right.
I'm gonna name the components of the black powder. Yeah.
Trinitrated toluene.
That's probably more of an alchemist thing.
Torkel, he's gonna kind of lean down to you. He says, "You're not gonna find that here. You may find it in the Warren's Market, though."
Oh, okay.
Which is where we're going.
Well,
next. So I wouldn't out yourself right now.
Tinkering materials, then.
Sure. Okay. So you guys can listen, and you can interject as you need to, but he is going to try to take the lead on this conversation. He is giving side eye to those guards who have moved a square over.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So he says, so he and Cecily are going to have this conversation now that the crowd there's still people there. It's not like you guys are the only ones standing there and are real super obvious, but by nature, you guys are a little obvious in this city. So they're going to start having this conversation, and she is, we're going to roll 3 20s and see what comes up, because you guys had asked for 3 different things. Nope, yes, interesting. Okay. She looks at the Dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
I have mithril, not a lot, but it would be a start.
He looks at his entire frame. It's like,
I mean, the chances of you finding mithril, all of it you need in one purchase outside of Craghammer.
Yeah.
You're going to have to piecemeal it, probably.
Just have to get it, regardless.
That's true.
She has 2 solid ingots that she will part with.
Nice.
She goes, I prefer to trade.
Okay.
Because otherwise this is going to cost you a lot.
What do I have that I
So she kind of crosses her arms and says, you look like you're a well-traveled bunch. Obviously anything that helps me make armor is good, but if you've got something you think is interesting, I could make use of it.
I'm gonna pull out one of the Death Scarab plates.
Okay, the plates from its back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's 2 by 2 feet, if that matters. But
okay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a big piece of metal.
Oh yeah, it is. But that should cover this mithril, because mithril's fucking expensive.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm sitting on. Wait.
Yeah, I doubt that even our party gold would dent the mithril cost.
I mean, I'm sitting on 50 plat, but that's because I basically sold off nearly all of my starting gear.
Okay.
Because don't need.
Okay, so yeah, she'll look at the armor. She's gonna ask if it's okay to pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's gonna turn it over. It is very sharp on the edges. She's gonna turn it over. She's gonna knock on it. She's gonna get one of the jeweler's loops out and look at it really closely. I could use this. It's interesting. I've not seen anything. If I can ask, where did you get this at?
Marquette?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's why I haven't seen it. Oh, this could be really interesting. How do we want to do this? Ulrin, you were the one who put it down. I want you to
How
make
do
a
you want to do this?
persuasion. How do you want to trade this?
Oh boy.
Oh,
That's
I'm into this
terrible.
persuasion.
Persuasion.
You know what? As a fellow dwarf, I'm going to try and help with that thing.
Is that a smart thing?
I'm sure the guards
Yeah.
will love it.
Oh,
I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, well, I
in
mean,
the-
I have some decent persuasion.
yeah.
I don't have a +0. I mean, you know,
I
so
mean-
that could help a bit.
You want
I
to
guess,
try
I don't
to just like talk her into it as she's looking at it.
Well, that's what Ulrin wants to do, right?
What? I just took the
Is
plate
it-
out. I didn't do anything else.
Okay, so you okay?
It's a
okay.
big ass plate. It took me a little bit.
That's
I
fair.
will. Yeah, that's fair.
It's
I'm
one
just
person
saying.
I
helping.
probably
if-
wasn't
if
talking
there's-
to her because
If there's a persuasion to roll, better me than Ulrin is all I'm
Okay.
saying.
That's true.
Yeah, if you're gonna do the talking bit, I'm gonna give you advantage on that. So go ahead and roll advantage on a persuasion check. She is very interested.
The magic
Okay.
of the help action.
Well, so who's rolling then?
You are Torkel.
Okay,
yeah.
with advantage, cool.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I have 1 charisma, I have proficiency, and my armor gives me 1. So that's a +4. I rolled a 10. That's 14.
With advantage.
Right, advantage. Yeah, with advantage. I rolled a 6 next.
Oh, okay, okay.
My dwarf dice needs some convincing.
You gotta break those bad boys in again, yeah. Yeah, she will take it with a warning. If this is fake, I will find you. Just understand that.
Like, slightly lift one of the like pieces of splint on his side and show the like cut along his side. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's real.
All right. Yeah, I could make
I-
I could make something interesting out of this.
I'm gonna be like, don't worry, if it's fake, I'm gonna bring him to you myself. Because that would be a dishonor.
All right.
Wait, that isn't one of the plates that got scorched by the hellish rebuke, is it?
no,
Because that might be bad. Okay.
these were the undamaged ones. That's why
Yeah.
there's not that many.
Hellish rebuke
Yeah.
is
Okay.
bad.
There would have been 4 plates, but 2 of them got damaged. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she'll take it. So trade the Death Scarab plate for the 2 mithril ingots. Neuraxis, those mithril ingots, just from your eye, and Ulrin can kind of see this too. They're good quality.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Ulrin, you're right to put them in the bag because I don't really feel like lugging 2 ingots around if I can help.
Yeah, I put them in the bag.
Okay.
Cheers.
All right. You guys are starting to like collect metal in there. It's
Oh yeah,
there's a party in that bag.
my own
All
little
right.
forge in there. It's gonna be great.
Oh,
Metal and books, that's what's in there.
That
Yep.
is all she has, though, for you guys. And you guys are now starting to get jostled again as people are trying to push their way to the front.
okay, let's go. Come on, Hazel, stay with me. Come on.
Okay, can I move again?
Yep, you can move.
Yay!
Okay. All right. The 4 guard do step up to you guys.
No, I'm not gonna do what I was gonna do.
Stare at you. There is one in the front, and they're helmets. It's interesting. So the elven armor in the Lord of the Rings, think kind of like that. So the helmets cover
Oh.
almost everything but the eyes and the nose and the mouth. You can't make out any distinguishing features.
Oh,
Even the
that
color of
sucks.
the eyes, it's all shaded in that shadow of that helm. But this, he does step up to you. It is a man, from what you can tell from the voice, and he says, "I need you all to come with me."
What,
Alright,
why
so,
are you
like,
taking us
rip
in?
off the salute.
Doesn't have an effect. He just stares at you. You either come
Oh,
with
it's-
us now, or I get the other guards who have been watching you, and you wind up in the keep.
May I ask why you're taking us in?
It doesn't
where's
matter.
Tyrax?
It isn't any of your business right now.
Where is Tyrax? Wait a minute.
He's with you. And-
Like, look- I just
no
look
need,
at-
no need for reinforcement. We will follow you.
Good.
No problem at all.
Good. Tyrax has not said anything
Meet
at
your
this
guys.
point. And he did warn you that you behave while you're here.
We
So-
did. What?
I was
Oh,
standing
yeah.
still the entire time, I swear.
All right, no, we'll go with him. That's fine.
All right. They're going to lead you out of the market, past kind of to the, I have to think of my mental map here, to the east. Not too far, but they are going to walk you to the mouth of an alley.
Uh-oh.
This is going
Okay.
well.
And
Oh dear.
Bugged by
the
guards.
minute you guys hit the alley, the guards back off.
Ah,
That's not a good sign.
Huh.
And standing in front of you, it's a little hard. You will have to zoom in a bit. Are 3 elves.
Ooh.
whoopee. What?
So you will see. Hold on, I'm trying
tough.
to. Yeah. So there are
Oh.
3 elves here. One is kind of leaning against the. There we go. Leaning against
One of
the
them is
wall.
glowing.
Yeah, by the light, there is a woman in front in red robes, and there seems to be an archer of some kind off to the other side. And they do see you, and the woman in the front smiles. It's not a nice smile. And she says, well, looky what our guard friends caught us.
Ah,
Hello.
Hi.
You know that you don't belong here, right? In the
Well,
city.
what gave that away?
You don't belong here. Actually, they shouldn't even. And the guy beside her chimes up, yeah, they shouldn't even let anybody in here but elves. And he
Well,
looks
they
at Tyrax.
did.
Well, maybe we should change that. And he pulls his dagger out.
okay.
Oh.
Then I will
So
do the thing that
instead
I'm
of us leaving peacefully, you're gonna try and get yourself killed? Is that your plan?
Torkel.
Wait, Torkel, Tyrax is going to stop you. Don't. This is not.
Ah.
You cannot.
I just look at Terex and I say, look, I am fine with being nice to guards and civilians, but these people, they seem to me like they are not very... How can I put this? How can I put this nicely? They
Don't
seem
put it.
like they
Don't
are
put
not
it. Don't.
within
You-
the law, you know?
You will. If we. You have no idea the trouble you will cause yourself if you do anything.
And what about
just-
the trouble they are causing?
They haven't made a move. Other than to
drew
pull
a
his.
dagger.
He
I, like,
drew a
pointed-
dagger.
He drew
He's
a
not pointing it
weapon.
at you.
Alright,
Don't.
fine.
Don't. Just
They have
walk
spoken threats.
away. The archer.
Don't look very nice.
The archer is going to aim at Hazel.
Right. I will
dear.
summon my Pact of the Blade, the great sword. Like it, you see the handle appear in his hand, and then it's like metal being poured into into the actual cast for it, and it sets into this big black sword.
Oh god.
Noraxis, you will all, you will die. You will die. The guard will find you and they will slaughter you right here.
The guard.
Just walk off. You want to look for everyone make perception check real fast to see if they can spot the guards.
Perception.
13, I think.
Okay.
Perception.
11.
Just an
My
11.
friendly die is more friendly.
15.
Okay.
That's a 17.
Okay. The guards are gone.
So did someone fire
Yeah.
at me, or did someone just
She's-
draw their
just
arrows?
pointing at
She's
weapons.
pointing it at you.
Oh,
She
okay.
pointed it at you, and then I did.
The
Okay.
woman in the front, she looks like she has mage or wizard robes on at this point, is sneering at you and making very rude gestures, and says, "Yeah, Tyrax, get him out of here.
You are the ones who brought us here.
Yeah,
Don't."
but
I would
so I
encourage
guess we
you.
just walk away.
I know her. I would walk away. She does this to outsiders. She thinks it's funny because she likes seeing outsiders locked up in the keep. And she
Well,
he kind of sneers at her back. It's real ugly on a tiefling face. Like, it's not a pretty expression. And he says, "Get the fuck out of here. Leave them alone. They'll be gone soon enough."
All right. Well, then I turn around and head back the way we came.
Same.
I follow, but I'm glaring at the elves back there.
I wait for what Neuraxis does.
I'm so torn.
T-Rex is going to put his hand on your shoulder. My
Okay,
friend,
yeah.
there are places in this city I cannot get you out of.
In
I
that
only have
case,
so much pull.
yeah. In that case, I'll open my hand and the sword just disappears and turns around and walks away.
Hazel just pats his hand sort of and is like, I think that was the right decision.
The woman in the front is still yelling at all of you. "Get out of here! You don't belong! You motherfuckers, leave! Get out of here!"
Oh, I so want to intimidate her, but I know that's the thing that causes a problem, and it's killing me.
Intimidate, I want to
Yeah.
shoot her in the face.
Okay, so you guys walk back. You leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
With T-Rex and Hazel convincing me,
Okay. All right. So they will let you go. They will not make a move toward you. They will call you all manner of names. There's a couple of the dwarves hear a couple of very rude names shouted at them in Dwarvish.
Really?
Give them
Super
the old-
offensive. Yeah, like the words you don't do, even as dwarves, you don't even call your friends that word in a funny way. Like, you just don't use that word.
racism.
It's just not good. Yeah, it's not good at all. And then they will let you go, though, and T-Rex will guide you very quickly around the market and back to the tavern. Because that's where the warrens run underneath the tavern. So
Right.
I'm going to put you guys back in here. And as soon as he gets to the tavern, it's crazy busy in there. It's loud again, not unlike when you left. He will walk you back through a back door, and the minute he's in this much more quieter, it's like a dry goods storing room where they keep the rice and the flour and all that. And he will sink against the door, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea how badly that could have gone."
It's just
Well, I'm
Neuraxis
starting
muttering under his
to see-
breath in Draconic. Just like
Yeah,
it's all it's just all swearing at them. Like,
I
just
appreciate your restraint. That could have been, if the guards had taken you,
Well, how come the guards took us there knowing that they would be there? That's what I'm wondering. You wouldn't see that happen in Iman or Kragamar or anywhere else that I know of.
well, in
Sure.
Iman,
in
Guards
Draconia.
just don't bring people into back alleys to get provoked into fights.
well, there's corruption everywhere, my friend.
Even in
You
Craig.
wouldn't see a carver doing that sort of behavior.
I love your idealism, I truly do, but it'll get you killed one day, my friend. Please don't. Don't mistake
Get
my words
me
there.
killed?
Yes, it will. Just be careful.
let's just get this stupid job done. And it's like
Yeah,
tapping
get
his
this done
foot,
and leave
like,
this stupid
Well,
city.
I will say this: the Warrens are far more accommodating of people in general that are not elves. They actually prefer others. You'll see, but it's an interesting.
Smart people.
It's an interesting place. He'll lead you back another room, and there is a trapdoor underneath. It's kind of like that classic video game thing where it's like move the 20 sacks of flour and oh look, a trapdoor. It's not super hidden, and he says, just so you know, the Warrens aren't. They're the best, worst kept secret in Syngorn. So what you see down here is not going to be like, oh, I'm in illicit trade. You are, but everybody pretty much knows about it. So don't be worried about buying things from here. It's where I get most of my goods. And he kind of looks at his dark robes. He's like, I had them made down there. So it's not a... You may find what you're... It's an interesting place. So why don't we head down there?
Yeah, because there's
All
one
right.
other thing I'm looking for, and this is probably going to be the best place to get it.
The goods down here are the types of things that the high society elves would never sell or buy themselves, but if they want it, they go to the Warrens.
Yep,
Yep.
that sounds about right.
Yep. All right. So he leads you through a set of small tunnels. They're not very wide.
I'm just grumbling the whole way.
Okay. Fair enough. They're not very wide. It's damp. It's kind of what you would expect, as going through tunnels. But the closer that you get to the Warrens, it's about a 10-minute walk. You start to see lights, and then all of a sudden is this really interesting open area that pops up.
I'll ask Tyrax if this is the same kind of behaviour as above, or are we safe to be carrying arms openly here, or have we still got to stay under the radar?
No, I would get your sword back out before we proceed. Just like any market that's run illegally, there's a fair share of shenanigans, except for the fact that this is run by Mirabella and she doesn't. So, I mean, there's a chance that someone will try something, but you're safer here than you are up top.
So he does that same weird thing again, and clasps both hands as if he's holding a sword, and you see it ephemerate into existence, and then he'll put it into the same sling that he was carrying his sword in before. But they look distinctly different.
T-Rex kind of gives you a keen look, and he nods, and so what you've kind of come into is known as the Linen Guild Warrens. T-Rex will kind of give you the tour guide speech. So essentially, he will tell you that the Warrens operates on its own set of rules. And it also operates right under the nose of the Verdant Guard, because the Guard know about the Warrens and they gave up years ago trying to quell it. And instead, every faction of every member of Syngorn society, from commoner to elite and high-ranking members, actually use it to acquire interesting goods or even services. The Warrens operates as a fence for any manner of anything you could probably want. And it was determined a long time ago to be in the city's best interests to leave Mirabella and her work alone, as she does not operate in broad daylight and keeps her business out of the way of official city issues. And he kind of laughs and he says, you will even see, and you actually do see as you look around, it's very busy down here. And yes, there are chickens.
Chickens.
There's anything you could want.
There is a food truck there. So.
Yeah, there's a food cart. Yeah, there's all kind. I mean, there's you got somebody basically in the corners, fresh fish. All of that is happening. It's a crazy place to be in, and it's so different than the thoroughfare.
It looks much friendlier too.
Yeah, and people of all manners here. You see a healthy mix of dwarves, elves, gnomes, halflings. There are a few dragonborns wandering around. You see a couple of people who look like they have genasi in them. I
just look at Tyrax and I'm like, why didn't we come here directly?
There's dragonborn down here?
A few.
What?
To your bafflement, he says, this is the biggest black market goods market for anything on this side of Taldore.
Okay. Sure.
So it attracts people of all manners, for certain. There are tieflings running around. And shopkeepers and people wandering about. A few of them notice Tyrax and they wave or they say hello. He says hello back. He will let you know, too, that you actually do see Verdant Guard in armor down here with no helmets on.
They're off duty?
Off duty, yeah. He says the guards actually, they come down here to drink, to smoke, to search for goods. They do their shopping like everybody else. He goes, Mirabella does employ a few of them off duty for different jobs, usually running goods to buyers up top.
Because they look legit.
Because they look legit.
Sense.
Yeah. She's an interesting.
Smart.
So let me. He's going to pull you guys kind of off to the side. So let me just warn you about something. As you may have guessed, Mirabella has run this warren for a long time. Do not disrespect her in any way.
I
It
don't
is
know
that is
who
her
she is.
biggest thing. It's not one of those things like, oh, if you speak out of turn, I'm going to cut your head off. It's not like that. It's just she will want to know who you are, answer her questions. It's a little bit like making a deal with the devil. So no matter what we want, which is to get into the tunnels that lead to the lodge, that lead to the Fey Manor, there will be a price. And
Praxis will smirk when he says that about making a deal with the devil.
we will also want to try to get it in writing. Sorry, guys. So just be aware, be observant. I have dealt with her plenty. She has never wronged me, but I have never disrespected her.
Well, if she runs this place and if she has done so for a while and she keeps it nice, she's deserving of respect.
Good. That's
Simple as that.
Good way to approach that. And you guys do notice, I won't make you make perception checks for this. Everything here is so clean. And for being underneath the city, you could probably eat off the stone tiles.
Okay, definitely worthy of respect.
There are tons of people here. It is insanely busy. I was starting to put little tokens all over the map, and I'm like, that makes no sense. It is incredibly crowded. Just imagine a full place. He will point out the large building at the end here. He goes, that's where we're headed. But I recommend you if you want to browse and do shopping now, do it before we head over there. That is known as Mirabella's Nest, and it's her headquarters.
Okay.
I just want to go to Ulrin real quick and be like, can I have that crossbow?
Oh, yeah,
We
she
got
actually
last
get it off him.
Yeah, I'll take it out.
Okay.
And
T-Rex
that's fine.
nods. It's fine.
Thank you.
Silver bolts
And-
as well.
And can I'll take 10 of the silver bolts, and I'll leave the others with you just in case you might need them for me sometime.
Okay.
And I pack away 10 silver bolts and the crossbow.
Okay. Hazel, as you use those to keep track.
Can I touch them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're
not-
very pretty.
They're not being stuck in you, I think you'll be okay.
Okay. That's good.
Vampires can touch wood. That's not like...
Fair point.
All right. So as you guys kind of maneuver about, there are people of all races running back and forth. They're carrying goods, food, scrolls, books, armor, cloaks, just everything. The energy is very akin to a Wall Street trading floor. I mean, there's just a heightened sense of lots of things happening all at once.
Yeah, can I roll a perception check to see any vendors selling books, scrolls, magic-related things?
Yeah, I'm actually
Yeah.
going to have everyone roll perception check at this point to try to look for the things you want to try to buy.
How the hell did I roll a 1 again
Oh,
for the
no!
same thing?
Oh, 23.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
I think the dice are telling me that my book obsession is going too far right now.
Oh, that's a 19 for me.
All right. So.
I got a 1.
Bad.
Oh no! Oh, 2 1s. What the heck? You guys, it's just overwhelming. You're overwhelmed by everything down here.
Yeah. There's
Okay,
too much
so
stuff.
There's
You
too
can
much
do
stuff.
that.
It's just like being in Draconia. Everyone packed on those floating islands. There's just people everywhere. It's a normal day.
Yep. Yeah. It's very crowded. Neuraxis and Torkel. So Neuraxis, are you still looking for weird metal armor stuff, or are you changing
No.
tracks? Okay.
Yeah, this is something I figured they probably would sell on the surface.
Okay. Is there anything specific you want to kind of be looking for, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
A ring of mind shielding. Because after that, the experience of those visions of being dead being thrown in my brain and being forced to like laugh until I could barely breathe and stuff, It's like a fairly reasonable paranoia to be like, I don't want anything else getting in my head. I have a fiend in my head. I do not need anything else right now.
Okay. You do see over here, where I'm kind of pinging to the right of that fruit-looking vendor, they have books and scrolls and amulets and shiny things that could be interesting.
Shiny things.
Yes, Torkoal black powder, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Or black powder
The
components
the
and tinkering
cart-
materials.
Okay, the cart up top here in the map has a active fire going.
Ooh.
And there look to be like blacksmith tongs and those types of things on display.
Well, with a fire going, there's probably no black powder, but yeah, worth investigating.
I mean, safe storage.
Never know. All right, so T-Rex is actually going to just follow around as we do this. I don't know who wants to go where, if you guys want to split up a little bit.
Would I, even if I rolled a 1, would I see Neuraxis going to a place of books?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
You rolled a 1 on looking for magic stuff. He spotted it, so you're you're good.
That's because
I'm
I
also
can see over the top of all the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I just
that helps.
don't see anything.
That is very, very true. Okay.
I'm also sticking with Neuraxis.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to scroll through here, my notes. All right. So we will start with the larger party over at the, looks like he's some kind of a magic or wizard goods stall. There is a kindly looking older dwarven man behind the tables. Definitely some gray going on in the beard and kind of he's like got Doctor Strange hair going on a little bit. So yeah, you know. And so all of this is happening. He's doing some trading, but he spots all of you and immediately turns his attention. The last customer's already paid, and he looks at all of you and he greets you and says, "Oh, well, always like seeing new faces. What can I do for you?"
Yeah, it's like the problem is the Neuraxis is really big and he's so it looks weird.
Okay. I mean,
But
I
he'll, like tap the side of his head and be like, "I'm worried about things trying to get in here." He's like doesn't know how to like articulate what he's after.
I mean, that's definitely a concern if you're wandering the world at large. There's always, awful things lurking. He kind of rumbled. Let's see.
Screamed at me.
Oh.
I don't
that's
even know
not-
how that works.
To be honest, I don't either. But I sell the stuff that does know how it works. So, he pulls out. Let me find where'd my notes go? There they are. Okay. He has not quite anything powerful enough for that. He does pull out this amulet. It's got tiny clockwork gears on it.
Huh.
And he says, so what this does is it can't shield your mind, but it may help you if you encounter something that wants to mess with your brain a bit. So what this amulet will actually do is that when you make an attack roll, you can forego the d20 and automatically get a 10.
Ooh.
It can be used once a day.
On an attack roll.
Mm-hmm.
But then a guaranteed 10 is still really good. I mean, yeah, considering Neuraxis considers the majority of his job to be fighting, that's, yeah. I'm like, okay, what are we looking at? Like,
Are
price,
you paying
yeah.
or are you trading?
Let's see, what do I have? I suppose I do have a potion of water breathing that I've just been carrying around all this time. So I'll look at it and be like, a bit of both, and I pull out the blue.
As Neuraxis does that, before he does that, can I take out I think it's called the dust of dryness? that I have, that magical item, can I put it on the table and ask, is that gonna be enough to pay for it?
Let me see here. He's a roll persuasion check.
Oh dear.
Dryness and the water breathing. There's kind of a theme going on there.
Okay, that's not bad. That's a 14.
14.
Say, I don't even know what.
I have a -1.
Okay, fair enough.
Why am I never the one doing these? I have so.
I don't know. She beat you to the chase, man. She's just like, here.
Yeah,
what's this do?
I want to repay him for the money he gave me for the arrows.
Okay. Yeah.
I think she
this
deserves
guy...
a cuteness bonus, though.
Advantage cuteness advantage. He looks at that. He opens it up, sniffs it. Okay, I haven't had some of this in a while. That could be useful. And then he looks at the potion in your hand, Naraxis. The thing is that I tell you what, that's more than enough. But I can't split a potion, so you'd have to buy something else, and then we could just balance it out with gold.
I was gonna say I have coin, which whatever.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, we'll see if there's anything else.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. He's got lots of stuff. I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for. He does notice the little wizard in the back of the group.
Hi.
Yeah, you might want to come up here. There's some interesting bits and pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have anything that could increase my spellcasting, aka intelligence, or any good scroll spells?
So you have that wand, don't you?
I have a wand, so I don't need anything like that, but like...
Or like a
intelligence. I have a wand.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Like a wand of magic missiles rather than your war wand.
Yeah,
well, the
but
war wand does
cool.
increase your spellcasting, so...
It
Okay,
does,
of
but
course
like,
it
does.
I meant something to increase my, like, intelligence.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything like that, but he has a few scrolls. To break even, essentially, in the deal, he does have a scroll of Owl's Wisdom.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
That could be useful.
Okay. Yeah, he'll trade you even for the clockwork amulet and the scroll of Owl's Wisdom for the potion and the dust of dryness.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goodbye, potion of water breathing.
What you didn't know is the next place you're going is nothing but water. So, whoopsie. I'm just messing. All right, so even trade there.
DM.
Yes.
That Owl's Wisdom, that's not a spell I could learn from it, isn't it? Because isn't it just enhance ability that spell is really?
Right.
Yeah, it's an ability.
It's
So I can't
ability,
really learn it. Or can I? Like,
if it's in your list of spells that is accessible to your class, you can learn it.
I can check. It's not sure.
It does say
I have my
it's
book right there.
enhanceability. I think it's a level 2 wizard spell, isn't it?
Well, it's certainly a level 2 spell.
Yeah.
I know it's certainly Druids has it because Keelet keeps casting it.
Right.
Yes.
That's really all I know.
I mean, it's a transmutation spell.
Learn D&D from watching Critical Role.
Dude, I do not know about
Doesn't seem like wizards get it.
Oh, no, they don't. You're right. Sorry
check.
about that. Yeah, so...
Still useful to have.
Still useful, yeah. And I mean, it would be, obviously, you'd have to make a check to use it since it's not in your...
Sorcerers get it, but not wizards.
Oh, what the heck?
That's weird.
Yeah. But we have it
Yes.
if we need it.
Yeah. In
Yes.
case of emergency, bonus on perception.
Yeah. So there would be, let me reread scroll stuff here. So it is a level 2. There's the save on that is 13. Well, there's no save because it's Owl's Wisdom, but
Yeah. It just gives advantage on wisdom checks.
Right.
That's what it does.
Yeah.
but it's not in your spell list.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I can get it, so I can't use it either.
Well, you can't lose it to learn the spell that's on it.
No, I can
True.
still use.
But can you
spell.
use the scroll? That I don't know.
Oh god, scroll
That's what
rules.
I'm.
What
That's
have we
what I'm
done?
reading. That's what I'm reading real quick. Well, we can
Oh.
figure that out later.
Later. That's
yeah,
not
yeah,
important
yeah.
right
We
now.
can definitely ask me later, and we'll get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, scrolls I always get messed up on.
Yeah, me too. Because it's
mean-
it's not even
Trade it for.
Yeah, you
See,
can always
yeah.
trade it for later.
I think you need to do like a spellcraft roll or something.
Yeah, there's
Arcana, yeah.
something you would have to check. But yeah, we can definitely figure that out. So, Naraxis, you now have a clockwork amulet. It's
Clockwork.
I'll make a card up for it later, but it's a copper amulet that you can, once a day when making an attack, you can forget the d20 and just automatically get a 10.
Okay.
That might
I
be.
get this right here.
You can thank Xanathar's guide for that one.
Yeah, anyone
Oh,
who
really?
can read can use a scroll basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
You just have to pass the.
There's a scroll mishap variant, but that's a
Oh.
variant.
Yeah.
That's optional.
Well, and it's
Also
a low
good.
enough spell that, yeah, it's not like you're trying to read a 9th level spell scroll.
It's
so
funny, though.
That would be different. Okay, so are you guys done with this guy, or was there anything else you wanted to look at?
I think so.
I think I'm done. He didn't have what I needed or wanted, so
True.
go next.
Okay, so up to the dwarves at the. Now that you guys are getting closer, there's definitely a blacksmithing vibe to this tent. It's a little
Cool.
varied in what this young gnome woman has. She greets you. She's happy to answer questions. She's got a big smile on her face. She's got soot all over her face. Like she's been doing something. There's a small fire. It looks like she has been sharpening, like heating dagger blades and then hammering them out to sharpen and flatten them a bit. And she has tongs. She has I don't know much about forging. She's got all kinds of, I don't, of accoutrement back there. Some bits of metal that.
Could ask Gil.
Yeah, I know. We have to ask Gil, right? So whatever you guys want to ask her about, she's happy to do business if she's got it.
Cool. So, want to go first, Aldrin? Or I can?
You can go first.
Okay. So, I approach the smith, and I greet her, and hello. We're looking for a few things that we think you probably might have. Tinkering materials, perhaps.
I mean, yeah, she has. I've got sets of tinkering and forging tools. I've got.
Yeah, we have our own tools. See, we're in the business ourselves, but we lack the materials to use these tools with.
You looking for metal? I mean.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let me see. She starts rummaging around in different boxes and barrels, pulls out some iron. There's a couple pieces of obsidian, like arrow tips. There are. She's got almost anything you can want. She does have a couple pieces of a strange metal. It looks like hammered silver, but it's hammered into like flat, almost thin pieces.
Huh.
She says, I was working on something, and then the guy who tried to pay me to do it never came back. And I've had it for a year, and he still hasn't come back. So...
You're thinking he might never?
I don't think so. Who knows? I mean, people come in and out of here all the time. She's got 3, they're roughly a foot across and maybe 6 inches wide or so, these thin silver hammered pieces that look like they could be manipulated into something. But it would depend on what you would want it for.
Is it hard? Is it solid? Is it tough?
It's definitely solid. It's. I mean, the surface is completely smooth. She's very good at what she does. You can tell just from the quality of this. But
Yeah.
what you could do with it,
But it's the metal itself that I'm wondering.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's thin and it's doesn't look easy to break or bend, that's pretty interesting.
It definitely. She thinks about it for a second. I was trying it. He wanted gauntlets, but more like cuffs, not like full gauntlets, but like
Uh-huh.
bracers almost. And that's what I was going to do with this. That'd probably be good for that. I mean, it was a halfling, if that helps. So the pieces are a little smaller, but there's a chance you could use them.
Yeah, I would be interested in trying that.
Okay.
And
you're both,
I would take some iron as well.
Okay. She looks at you both. I mean, you're both clearly, your weapons are fine make, your armor's fine make. I prefer to deal with fellow artisans myself, so let me see here. Let's just see what happens. Oh, snap. All right. The silver,
Well,
yeah, 20 gold and it's yours.
seems fine.
All right.
Also, it might be worth saying that I'm not actually wearing or wielding anything that I made except my gun, which is hidden.
Oh, for some reason I was thinking you made your armor. Sorry.
Well, no, the original one maybe, but I'm wearing the
Oh, that's right. You have
the
that
armor
silver
of
tongue.
Silver Tongue. Yeah.
Well, that definitely is a fine make. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well,
I mean, she might think I made it. Who knows?
she assumes you made it, just like the DM forgot you were wearing it.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, you don't have to roll. She's more than happy to be rid of the
Okay,
silver.
so
She's
20
had
gold.
no real customers for it, so you're taking it off her hands and making her life a little bit easier. All right, so 20 gold. You have now 3 sheets of hammered silver that could probably be used for some kind of smithing work.
Okay.
All right.
And for some iron.
Yeah, that's it. How much do you want? She turns around. There are crates of it behind her.
Yeah, not a whole lot. I'm not gonna need a ton.
Okay. I've got it down into refined bars, and I have raw ingots.
Cool. Well, however much refined bars would I need to make another gun? Probably not a whole lot, right?
Yeah, barring for any mistakes too, like thinking
Yeah.
about that. If that crafting doesn't go so hot when you get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't honestly know how to.
I'm gonna think 3 just to be sure.
Okay. So for 3, it's 5 gold for the 3.
That's perfect.
She's like, this is largely what I do is hammer, iron, and all yours. So she hands you those 3 bars.
Hammered iron.
Yep.
Okay. I was also wondering if you might have heard of some sort of powder that is black and that you should not keep near an open flame.
She isn't sure. Maybe I mean I don't have it. And she doesn't think
Very
anyone
useful to start a fire, you know.
Interesting. She doesn't know of anyone in Syngorn who has it.
Okay. What about what was it? Saltpeter and sulfur, saltpeter, and charcoal. Thank you.
Good one there. There you go.
I mean, Torkel would know. I keep forgetting, though I've read that before.
Sure. No, it's fair. She has some charcoal. She has. No, she's run out of saltpeter recently, but she does have some charcoal. I mean, she has one of the components.
Well, yeah, charcoal she would likely have as a smith.
I've got plenty of that too. If you want a sack of just odds and ends.
Yeah.
That you want to break down. That's like she just gives it to you. She doesn't even.
Okay,
she's like, here
sure.
you go.
Sure.
I mean, she's like, this is what this stuff is on my face. That's what. Have fun, man.
Yeah. I figured you might have that. Know any alchemist around this place, perhaps? They would have the rest.
actually, and she leans out of the stall and points you to the building just a little ways down. There is a potion maker in there. There's an alchemist. There's an herbalist, and it's actually 3 sisters who run that place. So, and they also make. She leans into the both of you. They make the best smoking materials you have ever had in your life. So if you partake of pipes or anything like that, their stuff is supreme.
I do have a pipe. Thank you very much for the tip.
You are welcome.
One last thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a good short sword around?
Short sword?
Yep.
I can't even say it. Good lord. Try that again. Good night. That's not enough coffee. Hello. You just a standard.
Well, if you have better than standard, I might be interested, of course. But what do you have in terms of short swords?
So she turns around, pulls a cloth off of one of the tables, and you see a couple of short swords back there. One is a standard looking. It has a black leather hilt to it. It's nicely made.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing special. There is another
standard,
one.
but pretty.
Right. Very finely made, but nothing super like rawr, weapon.
Yeah.
Beside that is another one. Looks almost the same, except the hilt is wrapped in some kind of green hide. And actually, because this is tricky, Ulrin, are you looking at this too, or are you...
Yeah, I'm...
Okay,
I'm
you're watching this go down.
Standing here, yeah.
Okay, I want you both to make Arcana checks for me.
Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have anything in Arcana?
I don't know.
I have my intel. Okay.
I got 18.
18.
I got
okay.
15.
Okay. Ulrin especially, though Torkel, it takes you a minute, but you do start to recognize this is the type of sword that, upon command, would give off light.
Huh.
Think Sting from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I was about to say Frodo.
Yeah. It would give off, it would emit light in lieu of a torch or a candle.
Okay.
Right.
I'll just tell Torkel that this thing probably glows, or I believe that this thing glows or has some type of light ability on it.
The gnome points at you, Ulrin. She's like, hey, that man knows his mystical weapons. I like it. So she brings it over. It's one of the finest swords you've ever laid your eyes on. It's extremely well made. She's quite proud of it. She says, this one took me about a year because I kept screwing up the blade. And then I had a friend enchant it, and it'll shed light in a 15-foot radius. Upon a command, you can teach it the command word, and then speak the same command to shut it off, essentially. It's a plus
How
one
much for this
sword.
one?
That's a good question, because she likes both of you. Well, she likes smiths. If this had been anybody else, she would have charged a lot more for it. So I'm glad you guys are talking to her and not someone else. 500 and it's yours.
And do you accept trades?
Sure. Trades
I have
good.
this nice curved blade here. And I would
the cutlass?
prefer that short sword.
You're gonna trade the cutlass for that?
Yeah.
Trading magic weapons for
You
magic
trade magic
weapons.
weapons?
Oh, God.
Yeah, because I prefer a short sword that can give light than a cutlass that can maybe do a thing on a crit that would be
That would knock
bad
everybody
for
down
allies
around
around
you.
me.
I see.
All right. She's going to take it from you, heft it a little bit, give it a really good look over. I feel like I should pay you for this thing. Shit. I have
Well,
a buyer. I have a
downsides, you know.
buyer for this, though, too. I know someone who would want this. I tell you what. Yeah. I'll take it. and she brings over another iron bar. I'll throw in the other iron bar for you.
Okay.
All right. So this is I don't have a fancy name for it. It is a light emitting sword. You can make up whatever name for it you want. Sure. There you go. I don't know. I didn't have a name for it. I just had it on my list.
You know what? I'm gonna call it Firefly.
There you go. Okay.
Aw.
So you have it's a +1. It's a +1 short sword.
Ulrin's Firefly.
And you can teach it
It's
the
my
command
Firefly.
whenever you want. So you
I have
can
a
do
warhammer.
that. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So she's quite taken with the cutlass.
Cool.
She
Well,
rolled, you guys did well there. She rolled pretty decently, so.
good for her. And good for me.
I'll tell you guys the story behind the cutlass after the session, but
Uh-oh.
no, it's
Are
funny.
you saying
It's-
I shouldn't have treated
No,
that?
I'm not saying that at all.
No.
I'll tell you where I got it from, and you guys
Okay.
will laugh
Because
it's funny.
frankly, I mean, yeah,
It's an interesting weapon, but it's not super useful.
yeah. Yeah, no, it really is interesting.
No.
And
Yeah.
if I had any sort of piratey swashbuckler, I would definitely keep it forever. But it just doesn't really fit Torquil, and there wasn't anyone else who would
Sure.
seem to want it. So
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, is any other shopping going to occur, or did you guys want
well,
to go see
I
the
give
alchemist?
I give the extra iron bar to Ulrin and your turn, friend.
I just want some more iron. Like,
Yep.
Let's hand you a
Ingots
bar.
Just
or
raw.
refined? Raw? The
Yeah.
ingots, she'll load you down with whatever you want for about 10 gold.
okay, I'll do that. However
Okay.
much you want to give me.
It's a gold piece per. So if you want 10, you got it.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so it's basically a crate. She hands you a crate of
At
ingots.
least.
And it's like,
Crate.
here
Bag
you
of
go.
holding. Gone.
Yep. Just remember that bag of holding has a weight limit on it. So
Yep, I've
Keep
been
an-
making sure.
okay, keep an eye on that.
Yeah,
You guys have been
Is
picking
it
up some stuff.
£1,000?
500, I believe.
Ah,
yeah, it's 500 pounds.
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
still
Getting
not
close,
bad.
but it's not there yet.
Oh dear.
You guys just bought a ton of metal. That's awesome. Okay, so T-Rex is happy to take you to Mirabella.
Oh,
Or...
we can we visit the alchemist first?
Sure, you can do that.
Yeah.
Get your shit.
I mean-
I will. The DM will tell you get your shopping done now.
Yeah, we can do this quick, like.
Because you're not going to have much of a chance, probably.
Yeah, we should probably get potions too. I don't know.
I think we have enough potions, don't we? We got
Well,
some.
I just want my
right.
materials so I can make ammo later.
Yeah, your sulfur and so. Oh, you need to go to that alchemist.
Yeah.
You guys going to join in? Is everyone joining in on this? Or T-Rex will actually gladly go with you guys because he needs more pipeweed. So.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, sure.
pipeweed too.
Yeah.
That's also a thing we want to buy.
Okay. Oh, so everybody okay?
Yeah, my chair giving out on me.
Oh no!
Oh,
Okay. Oh, shoot. All right. So T-Rex knows these sisters well. He's done a lot of trade with them. And he'll lead you in there. This building it instantly smells like herbs and cigar and pipe smoke, and it's a little smoky in here, and there's a few people milling about. It's jam-packed with small tables, chairs, and shelves absolutely frickin' everywhere. You almost have to weave a weird path to even get to the desk where there are 3 half-elven women brewing, moving herbs around, chopping things. It looks like some crazy ant's kitchen. Like, it's just the most insane looking place. But they see you, they see T-Rex, they greet him, and the one looks to be the youngest sister. They all have very, very short, dark brown hair. Clearly are related. They almost look like they could be twins, other than the fact that there's some differences in age between them. And she greets you, and you guys can, ask for what you're looking for. She was working on a couple of what you recognize to be healing potions.
Right.
She was stoppering those up as you walked in.
Well, I'm interested in sulfur and saltpeter and herbs for my pipe.
Let's do the herbs first. What blend do you want? And they start, it's a really funny thing. They start, it's like when you go into a candle shop and then your nose starts to get you're overwhelmed because you can't smell anything anymore. They start handing out, they start lining up these canisters, basically, small canisters with different pipeweed blends. And the one sister who was chopping herbs points and says, "Oh, I like that one. That's the lover's walk. It's really good." And so you can you basically can pick them up and sample them.
Okay.
Hazel wants to try some of them too.
Okay. Hazel, have you ever smoked a pipe before in your life?
No.
So she, the one sister who's talking to you guys who was chopping herbs.
I asked them to recommend some their sweetest herbs for Hazel.
Oh,
yes, please.
Oh, sweet ones. We have some that have dried fruit in them. There is a cherry one. It's like a cherry vanilla. There is a peach one. There's a pomegranate one, and then there is a strawberry one.
Strawberry,
I feel like I should mix it up a little, so I want the
really?
cherry vanilla, please.
Okay. They have basically a small tester pipe. I can't believe I have you guys in a fantasy vape store. This is exactly what this is. You guys are trying out fantasy vapes.
Yep.
Exactly what this is. So you can try it. You take a little puff, Hazel. They show you how to light it, how to pack it, and then how to light it.
Oh no.
And then you
Strawberry wine vape.
I
This
feel
is
like
not-
I should make you roll for this just because it's really funny.
Okay.
Weaponized the halfling.
Make a Constitution check to not get the smoke down the wrong way.
Okay. Constitute. Okay, +3 using the Scanlan die. Okay. I want to say something.
Oh,
I've
Scanlan die, of course.
rolled. I mean, I get to reroll because I'm a halfling,
You
but I've
rolled
rolled 3 ones with the
Oh, no.
Scanlan dice now.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
no.
It's an 11 because I get to reroll it. 11 plus 3, so 14.
Okay. It burns a little bit, and then because you've never done this before, and then once that clears, there's a nice lingering taste of like strawberries and basil to it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Hazel
it's
is tasting Hazel.
No, Hazel's tasting basil.
basil. Sorry.
Oh god.
It's really nice.
Is that better?
Sounds the same.
Too meta.
Oh man. Okay.
I want to try all the different sweet flavors.
Okay.
Oh god.
So this happens.
Just like a huge smoke
Hazel
cloud of just
yep.
sweet stuff floating around.
It's a little too much for the rest of you. Even T-Rex kind of like has to waft it with his hand. He's like, oh my gosh. That is he has already bought his preferred pipe weed and is happily packing his own pipe at this point. Which is kind of a weird picture. This very tall, very lithe tiefling in monk robes, smoking a pipe. It's great. So yeah, Hazel can go on a pipe weed tasting spree. Torkel, you can buy whatever it is you would like. They don't charge much. It's a gold piece
Okay,
for a bag. That
Yeah,
will
yeah.
net you a lot. Yeah.
cool. How much?
It's a gold piece. They don't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a huge bag. You will probably have that for a long time.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna give them 3 just for all the tasting that's going
Okay.
on.
That's fair. They gladly accept it. The youngest one kind of laughs as she watches. Like, more and more smoke is just billowing out in front of Hazel at this point. You've just lost her head. Like, it's in a cloud of smoke. Like, you don't even see her face at all. Hazel, you feel a little
Guys,
dizzy.
this is awesome.
You feel a little dizzy.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm cussing for you over here.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
Hazel. Okay. Like Norex is having just put a giant hand into the head. Like, where are you?
Wee!
Oh my gosh. They have various potions. They do have the sulfur and the saltpeter. Again, you basically get bags of it. It'll run you 5 gold for the 2 bags.
Oh, 5 gold?
Yeah.
Bags.
Okay.
So it's 5 gold. You get a bag each of sulfur and saltpeter. There's plenty in there.
Alright.
Good
Yeah.
God.
They don't, this is stuff they use all the time. The potions, if you're interested, they have a ton of them. And now that you look, the shelves are lined with potions.
Oh.
I'm just gonna put down black powder components since I've got all 3
Okay.
now.
All right. So do you guys want healing potions? Is there anything that you're specifically interested in, or?
I'm just gonna ask how much for regular healing potions.
For regular healing potions?
Or like healing potions in general.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have multiple, different kinds. Of course, if you want the standards, you just want a regular healing potion. I mean,
The
we
2d4
make
plus 2 kind.
the 2d4 plus 2. Yeah, we make them here. I can sell you a box. A box has 4 of them for 100 gold.
Seems fair.
Sure, yeah. Noraxis will just reach in.
Okay.
Platinum glittering between his big green fingers.
Okay, so you're paying for it.
Okay, yeah, they're more than happy to trade out. The platinum goes over quite well, and they give you it's a decent little wooden box, but it has 4 2d4 plus 2 potions in it.
Yeah, there. You all get 1 each. I'm fine.
No, I'm fine too, actually.
Yeah, 2 fighters. Okay. Is there anything else that T-Rex is actually going to load up? He's buying a few. You see a couple of small oil vials go into his pouch. You see a couple of potions, but
No, just
So, one for
put
each
my
of
new
us?
amulet on, I guess.
okay. Anything you guys want to do before you go talk to Mirabella?
I got everything I needed.
Okay.
I think I'm ready.
Is be a higher level an option?
Not quite yet.
What?
But
She has a nest. That's inherently scary.
We have a sugar goblin. We are scarier.
That's true.
Yeah. I
I'm all hyped up on
with,
vapes.
with
Oh,
smoke
God.
around her head.
yeah, Hazel, you are fully into the pipe thing. You're like, why didn't I try this before? This is amazing.
This is awesome. I never had that in the woods.
Welcome to civilization and all the issues.
There's so much sweet stuff.
What have we done?
Oh my gosh.
We are
right.
weaponizing her, I told you.
Yep.
Okay.
So T-Rex is actually going to lead you guys over. We will take a break right there before you guys walk into Mirabella's nest.
Dun dun dun.
All right. So if you guys are ready, T-Rex will lead you into Mirabella's nest. You do walk past more stalls and carts. You smell meat and spices and fruit and just all manner of goods here. You do walk past to this fountain. It's kind of a strange thing to have underground. It is running, which is even stranger. And it doesn't look like the rest of the stone or the buildings down here. It looks like it was brought here, or it's hard to tell, but it's a weird little thing. He will walk you to this big building over here, and he'll stop before you enter again. Just understand that if you show her respect, she will show it back to you. Her dealings with me only reflect on me. So, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Does she have a preferred title? Is there something we should...
That's a good question, and no, Mirabella works just fine.
Okay.
She's not haughty like that. So, all right. He will...
It's not about being haughty. I don't make you call me captain.
But you know how it is with some of these types. Can you imagine the clasp leaders? What are they called? Spiraling? Please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spiraling. Like,
Spiraling.
what is that? A little spire? Where did they get this title anyway?
See, that's exactly what I'm wondering. I don't know. It makes no sense. Anyways. And
It must have sense to them, but yeah.
Maybe.
I don't get it.
All right. So, I'm sorry. I said Mirabella's nest. It's Mirabella's perch. My bad. Sorry about that. Can't remember my own notes. So as you guys walk in here, it is calmer than out in the Warrens marketplace. Has more of a sense of studiousness. There are people copying out of books. There's all kinds of things happening in here, but it's at a calmer rate. You do see people going back and forth. There are more books here. And at the very end of a long runner at a giant mahogany desk is a half-elf with long dark hair who seems to be writing something down and talking to the person off to her left. After a few moments, that person nods, picks up the book Mirabella had been written in, and scurries away off to one of the many shelves. I will, T-Rex kind of looks at Mirabella, she nods, and he says, "We have permission to approach, if you're ready."
Sure.
Yay!
All right. So he will lead you up here, and he will actually kind of stand off to the side so the rest of you can approach, as you will.
I'll give her the formal, again, the salute thing.
She copies it exactly.
Ooh.
I bow to her politely.
I bow too, but like I don't know if you can see me because I'm standing behind everyone else.
Hello.
I can see you all. I appreciate the manner in which you approached.
Well, we're you run the place, and it's a very well run, if I do say so myself. Favorite part in the city.
Syngorn's not exactly accepting of those of us who aren't of their kind, as I'm sure you understood.
Yes, that is unfortunate. But it is nice to find a haven, shall we say, in this place of untrustworthiness towards strangers.
She is looking at all of you. She's leaning forward, elbows on the desk, hands kind of steepled in front of her. You're very much getting the once-over. She is taking stock of who is before her. She nods to T-Rex. He nods back. He steps a little more off to the side. And she says, no, come back. You're involved in this as well, my tiefling friend. So he obeys, basically. Comes back over.
He's afraid we're gonna screw up.
Let me get out of the way of the harm, yeah. Again, looking at all of you, and then from the back, there are doors behind her that are, you see part of, you can tell they're doors, the curtains that are covering them are parted a little bit, and through the door and the curtain come a familiar figure. It's the mage who accosted you in the alley.
Oh.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. No.
Oh boy.
And she says, Mirabella says, I am told that you all composed yourselves well in that little song and dance you let me play on you for a bit. I like to know who I'm dealing with, and a test of metal is always, let's just say it's cautionary in my line of work. So congratulations.
I see.
Oh.
Well, that that was a tough test. They are very good at provoking people.
I would hope so. I trained her well enough.
You did. It shows.
Those were some pretty colorful curse words.
Yeah.
She pats the mage on the shoulder and says, "Now, go do your homework." And the mage runs off. My daughter, you understand.
Oh.
Okay, extra good job we didn't do.
I kinda glance at Tyrax. Like, you know that kind of glance that says,
Why didn't you fucking warn us?
yet another reason not to trust you.
Don't trust the camel. I think we learned
Yeah.
this before.
True,
If
yeah.
I had blown
Top tip.
that cover, we wouldn't be down here. You have to let these things happen sometimes.
I realize that. That doesn't mean I have to like it.
No.
Are you kidding
no.
me? I nearly, and I just indicate this.
I would have stopped you. Trust me.
Oh, good.
Mirabella at this point is there's a slight smile on her face. She's kind of enjoying this back and forth between T-Rex and the
I'm
rest
sure
of you.
she is.
And she says, so you are, if I understand T-Rex correctly, looking to access the tunnels that run underneath the Fey Manor.
Yes.
And I
Uh-huh.
am also assuming
Yeah.
that our tiefling friend told you that nothing comes without a price.
Of course.
Also, yes.
I would have
Understandable.
assumed so otherwise anyway.
Well, you understand. I'm also assuming you visited the market, right?
We
You
did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
did some
Yep.
trading, you did some buying and selling, or what have you. I am not interested in your gold or your gems or your trinkets. That's not. They do me immediate good, but they are of no future use. We aren't. You notice the name is the Linens Guild. We started as virtuous traders and crafters, and I found out very quickly that it did us no good, no matter how kind we were, because we were always going to get screwed. So I started trading in the things that would keep me from getting screwed. That's what I'm interested in.
And that would be what? Information, I'm guessing?
Leverage,
Yeah.
secrets.
The good kind of information, then.
The things that I can put to use, protecting the people here, and of course, advancing my own purposes, you understand.
Certainly.
Are you suggesting someone needs to get hurt? What are we? Like, it's really confused.
I'm
you want-
confused too.
Are you interested in information regarding, like, in form of books, or more information information in form of stories?
Neither, actually. Again, it's interesting, but unless you all are very good at political intrigue, which I'm guessing not,
At what? Kind of cut off a bit.
are you? I'm assuming you all aren't good at political intrigue. So
Not
What's
particularly.
that?
he answered my question,
Yeah.
my halfling friend. She looks at T-Rex. T-Rex is like, I can't. What are they? What do you want to know? Have you seen them in battle? He looks at all of you. I have. How good are they? The big one cleaved somebody in two, if that helps.
We can hold our own.
Good to know.
Quite.
And you have restraint, which you showed earlier in the alley. That is useful to me. You understand. You might be Let's do this. I'll have my best guide, my best scout, take you into the tunnels after you do a favor for me.
And what would that favor be?
It's a retrieval job. One of the middlemen that I use to get goods into the city recently decided to not turn over my portion of his take. That is unusual for him. He is always on time. And I wonder what he's gotten into. Or if he finally caved because someone is always trying to make him better deals. He always tells me about them, and I wonder if he didn't cave to that eventually. No one is completely incorruptible.
So you want us to know whether it is betrayal or trouble for the guy?
Mm-hmm. Because if there's trouble on his end, it could come my way.
Certainly. Trouble tends to do that. Go up the chain of whatever kind of chain it is.
Command, Torkel. The chain of command.
Well, I would not call it a chain of command. I mean, this is not a military operation, but you get my meaning.
It's okay, Torkel. I didn't know either.
Blissful ignorance.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah, that sounds like something we can do, certainly.
His name is Elan. E-L-A-N. He is a halfling. He frequents Syngorn, but he travels all over.
Yeah.
And most recently, you can find him if he's in town. The little sneak would probably be in the thoroughfare. He can't resist. So even if he's hiding from me, his little greedy little eyes and hands wouldn't keep him out of the thoroughfare during the day. He also operates a stall there.
Right, and it would be pretty suspicious if he wasn't there.
Right. He has an assistant. She may know. And if they're both not there, well then, that gives you part of the answer right away.
Indeed.
Track him down. Track him down, and either bring me the money he owes me, and he will know what it is, or get him to hand over the goods that he was bringing my way. Either one I'm good with.
How much did owe you?
A fair bit.
That's true. Yeah. How much are we chasing?
Yeah.
The kind of money you don't want to pull out in broad daylight.
Ah, I see.
Right.
Okay. So the gold or the goods? His head.
The gold or the goods. I'm not interested in his head.
His whole person, if
my
maybe.
scouts will run him out of town if he's found. I'm not worried about that. But I would like to know where he is, if possible. And if he's been doing deals with anyone else, because then that is trouble my way.
Sure, this isn't our first rescue mission, I guess. Sort of.
That is true.
Well, and if he's dead, then he's dead, and so be it, but... She doesn't seem to have an opinion one way or another about him, which is kind of interesting. T-Rex will lean in and say, I know who she's talking about. I've dealt with him before. He's, Marabella cuts in, he's sneaky. He's very good at deceiving people, which makes him good at what he does. So don't mistake his jovial nature for trustworthiness. He's a little shit.
Right. Well, we have our own jovial person here, and the rest of us can be on our guard. I'm saying you can be jovial with him, so that he thinks he's in the clear, and the rest of us will just keep our eyes on him. You know, just do your usual self. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Be yourself, Hazel.
Weaponize
We don't
the
need-
halfling.
Just be yourself.
Okay. I'll try my best, guys. I won't let you down.
I know you won't.
Thank you for trusting me, Torkel.
You can all, if you want to head off, you can head off. T-Rex, however, you can take them to his stall. You cannot help them past this. Do not mistake my ability to trust you as carrying over for them. They have to prove themselves. T-Rex kind of looks like he's going to argue for a second and then thinks better of it. I'll take you up top tomorrow in the morning, and we can look.
One question,
All right.
Mirabella. You wouldn't have anything that belongs to him. We have ways of, and then like smirks, like, sniffing him out.
Oh god,
Oh, you want to magically track him, huh?
the puns.
She does not. His stall would be the best place.
Okay.
Yeah. Or his assistant, I'm sure, can
Or his
be very
assistant.
helpful with that.
Perhaps
Yeah,
she's if Elan is not there or in the ward during the day, his assistant is a young elf named Clara.
Right. What is it he sells?
Everything.
Everything. Okay.
Well, everything up top.
Right.
You see, his trade with me is a little different.
Of course.
Okay. Well, I suppose we had better get a move on.
Mm-hmm. We have jobs to do.
You will have to
Let's
wait
not
till
take
during
Too
the
much
day.
of the lady's time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she considers her business with all of you to be done,
Yeah.
and kind of dismisses you, and not rudely, but in a polite head nod, and that's about it, kind of a thing. Yeah. T-Rex will lead you guys back out of the perch, and take you back out into the Warrens, so that you're back outside. He recommends staying down here. There is a small boarding house you can stay in. It's
Sure,
safer.
whatever.
Yeah, it's safer. Granted, the Dryads branch, it'll work, but at the very least, you don't have to worry too much. And I would bet it would go a ways with Mirabella if you were patronizing some of her businesses.
Right. Well, we do have tents over there, or did they arrive before we left? At the
Your
Dryads, I mean.
Tents. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you would have them.
Okay.
Yep.
They arrived before we left. They're in the bag of
Yes,
holding,
they're
I'm
in the bag of
assuming.
holding. Yeah, sorry about that.
All right, so we can stay there, no problem.
Okay. Yeah, he'll lead you over. It's this little building, kind of on the other side of the fountain. There's no, and you notice this now, there are no markings, brandings, or words on any of the buildings. But everybody seems to know where to go.
Yeah.
The boarding house, it's a typical tavern / boarding house. You can all get rooms for very cheap. It depends on how many rooms you want, but it's a gold piece per room.
Okay.
Yep. And you guys can rest. It is the middle of the night. Remember, because the thoroughfare opens when the sun goes down. So you're probably, by this point, you are probably looking at close to midnight by now.
Yeah, so I guess you're gonna go straight to bed.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna ask, do you guys think we would need... Do you think I would need my spell Alter Self for tomorrow or not? Just asking.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't expect so.
Nah. Okay,
Do
good.
you have any sort of spell that would be useful for finding things or people?
I have
Divining.
I have Detect Magic. And I have Locate
Sure.
Object, actually. I have Locate Object. I
Oh.
remember.
Find his pants. Wait.
Locate his shirt, it's probably on his back.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't think it works that way.
No, unless we had something... Unless we knew something that he would have, I couldn't.
Yeah. You would have to like give him a shirt and then locate it. When he
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. But yeah.
Okay. No, I don't know.
Sorry, I was. Okay, so you guys can head in. If you're hungry, you can get food. You can get ale. Hazel, unfortunately, they have no strawberry wine. I'm sorry. But
I guess someone else must have bought it. It was really delicious, so I'm not surprised.
We already go through all 3 bottles.
No.
I don't think we gave them. Ulrin's got
All right.
they're in the
Or
bag.
Keep things up for later.
there for special occasions. So, is it snooze and then tomorrow hunt the halfling?
Yeah.
Basically, yep. T-Rex will join you. He will take a room as well, and he will be happy to lead you back to the stall. But then he will have to part company with you. So he will probably he stops and has a little bit of a conversation with you guys, just trying to get an idea of where you're at. You know, just like what your state, how you're feeling about all of this, and I hope you don't think I'm trying to run you around. I'm not. I knew Mirabella would have a price. This doesn't seem as bad as some of her other ones.
Favor for a favor, it seems reasonable.
Well, and it's a hefty favor that you've asked her for. I realize she didn't explain it. Those tunnels are extremely dangerous. If you're not slipping on something, you're encountering something that's been living down there for God knows how long, or you're running across, if you're getting closer to the Fey Manor, I've managed to get within a bit, but I still got run off. There are Fey creatures that live in there. And I can only do so much. But it's still your best bet. It's better than trying to run down the front door.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Plus, it's easy to get lost down there, so having the scout will be helpful.
So, are we expecting to fight these Fays, I guess?
I think it depends on the manner of the Fey.
Right.
It depends on whatever has come over. My understanding is that the worst ones live inside the house. What's in the tunnels? You know, someone had... I need to roll. Someone had mentioned something about pixies in the tunnels. They don't tend to get aggressive. They're just annoying.
They just told me to find them.
All right.
Isn't that what appeared in
Wait.
mean,
Wait.
Well,
Wait,
first
what?
we need to find the other guy. Then we think about the fairies.
Okay.
Wait. Hazel, T-Rex is going to come right over to you and get that, like, crouch down to be level with you as you're sitting. And look at you. Wait, Artigan is the archfey that he's the one who put me on this path. What do you mean he wants to meet with you?
Well, he wrote me in a book, and it said that he just said a guy named Ardigan told me to come find him.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
Had
Have you heard?
had a memory.
Yeah, have you heard the name Vogon before?
No. Wait.
I
You
take
have
out
all
the
been
book.
holding out on me. What is going on?
We haven't had time to talk to you about this. We've been shopping.
Hey, sometimes we get secret conversations. No, I don't.
I take out the notebook that I never put back in the bag.
Okay.
I guess we put all the other books in the bag, but the first one the one that I took out originally, I show him just the first page with the, what's it said, Vogon, and also it mentions Sylvanas and the Gaia Sash thing.
What is that? I don't even... He's stunned. He's truly like the wind has been knocked from him a little bit. So I wasn't wrong.
No,
This
we're
is...
not wrong.
I wasn't wrong. Oh my gosh. He's gonna just sit down on the floor. Like, he's truly just shocked by this. I thought I was crazy. And then you all believed me, and I felt a little bit better but it's no offense, but it's not like we know each other extremely well.
You could say that again.
You were a camel.
Oh, you're
Well, I
still
did
on
ride
the
on your
camel
back
thing.
for a while.
Still on
Yes.
the
You know
camel
us better
thing.
than we know you.
That's fair. That's fair. But this is, and he puts his hand on the book, and it's like it's like it's a revered item for him almost.
It's the fabled book of texting.
Do you mind if I just copy this? I won't, not in this book. I have my own parchment. Do you mind if I just copy this down real fast?
Ulrich, can I get a book from the bag?
Yep. I pull a book
Here.
out of the bag.
You have your own. I guess it still says Sim.
It's in the, and it does. Wait a second. This is, where did these books come from?
The
That's...
tomb?
God damn it, Elizabeth.
Of the Zealot?
The Tomb of the Zealot?
Yeah?
Yeah, but they had no writing in them before, right?
So it's
Yeah,
connected.
no writing.
So it's
They were
another
empty.
piece. It's another piece of this. What is
Yeah.
going on?
You could ask that again.
Yeah, I am. Well, thank you for this. This is I need to. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go sit in my room and think about all of this.
If you find out anything, please tell me because I'm as disturbed / interested in this as probably you are now.
Were you touched by something in the memory word?
Yes. That's
Damn
what
book.
happened.
He will actually pull you out of your seat by your hands
Whoa.
and
Oh.
look at you
Okay.
very seriously. You know better than anybody what that feels like.
Yes, I do.
Were you approached by one of the Dream Keepers? Or the Dream Weavers, sorry.
Yes.
You were. The hooded figure.
Yeah.
What did she tell you?
That I shouldn't forget what I saw and that I was very special and that special and that she I shouldn't take it for granted and that she had been there for years and hadn't seen anything.
I think she said 50, if I recall.
Yeah, 50.
56, yeah.
I was close.
Yes, you were. I need you to understand something. Those fragments that occasionally will, for whatever reason, reach out to someone. They don't do it just because. I feel like I was told about what I learned because of somehow I'm connected to it and you are somehow connected to this information you were given. That is very important. It belies a destiny.
Yeah. I have no idea what it means though. It can be regarding this or it can be regarding something completely different.
I think it's connected. I am firmly in the belief lately that these things don't happen for a reason, that there is no such thing as coincidence.
Coincidence?
So
I think not.
Just hold on to that. I am going to go. He actually picks up like a plate of chicken and like a bottle of wine and is like, I'm gonna go. And I will meet you all down here in the morning so that you can try to find Mirabella's halfling.
See you then.
Okay. Is there anything you guys want to do before going to bed?
Well, since it's like midnight-ish, I don't think I'm gonna start drafting anything.
Okay.
Kind of late, so that time.
Did we ever decide how Artisan's Blessing is gonna work? Cause
Nope.
okay, cause like I was gonna take an hour to make some crossbow bolts.
Right. Well, I do have Xanatar.
Yeah, I have it too.
Yeah, it's an interesting mix
So,
with his
okay.
multi-class, because he's already in kind of a homebrew state. So, I would say for right now, because you don't craft them, you basically summon them into existence.
Yeah,
So
these
I
are
would
more
say,
summoning, which is weird.
I would say for
Right.
it is kind of strange. I would say for something that simple, you could do that.
Okay.
And then for more complicated things, we need to talk about that later, anyways.
Okay.
Yeah. Crossbow bolts. You can probably.
I kind of
get...
figured like ammunition and like tools and tiny things would work with this summoning thing, but like bigger, more intricate things, that just doesn't make sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
10 pieces of ammunition. That's what I was looking for. Okay.
Yeah.
So you could do that.
That's pretty decent.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then I'll do that before I sleep.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm heading straight to bed. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, Sugar Eye is gone.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'll probably just. I don't know if I finished the Shadow book thing. Like Shadow. Not Shadow. I can't remember what it's called.
The Shadow Book of Nations.
Yeah, Shadow Book of
Yeah.
Nations after this. If I didn't finish it, I'm gonna continue reading it.
Okay. You're close.
And if I'm just gonna read that or just.
Okay.
See, now I'm wondering, that's got all the names messed up,
Yes.
but T-Rex is on about that there's bits of history that are missing, so maybe they aren't messed up, maybe they're missing pieces.
Uh-oh. Conspiracy.
The name might be wrong, but if we look in the book, like a complete piece of history that we don't have about, for example, gods that we don't have, that might be a clue.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to read it together to try to figure it out, or?
Sure.
We could read it together if we want to.
I think that's what we did last time, so yeah.
Yeah, I was reading it and you were just like, I was commenting and like reading out loud and taking out the
Yeah.
important parts and just
Yeah.
reading a bedtime story.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Okay. As the rest of the party heads to bed, Ulrin is basically summoning into existence crossbow bolts. He's very focused on what he's doing. The two of you crack this book open again. You were 65-ish% of the way through, and you start going through this. Again, it is a copy of a history book from Exandria that you're both very familiar with. It's actually taught to children, basically. But the names and everything are just kind of funky. As you get to the section that focuses on the gods, there is a section that talks about the Raven Queen. But that's not the name. It doesn't say the Raven Queen. It is the Raven Queen's story, but in its place is the Witch Queen.
Ooh.
Which wouldn't ring. It doesn't ring any bells. But it looks. Everything in this book is weird. But now that you're on heightened alert for this kind of thing, that stands out.
I write it down somewhere.
Okay.
That just to note myself. I have my own notebook that I'm writing things down in.
Okay.
Yeah. There's the rumor about her that she was a person and then used magic to become a.
That's the same.
It might explain why they call her the witch.
Yeah.
Or there's something way creepy.
This is the Shadow Book of Nations, so creeper can be an explanation.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess they might have a different view of her than. I don't know much about her actually, so.
No. Goddess of death, dead things, birds.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Birds.
Birds. I mean, you both know the basics. You know what everybody else primarily knows in the world. Her temple's located in Vasselheim, not unusual, and that she is the god of the transition between life and death. And that she's largely seen. Most people are spooked of her, mostly because they don't know better, and that she largely is a neutral entity. So, But yeah, this is just, I mean, it's her story here, but it's in place. It says the Witch Queen. Okay. Well, with that weird little tidbit now firmly lodged in your noggins, you guys everyone can head to bed. Ulrin, you have your crossbow bolts. They're very pretty. They even have a slight gold sheen to them.
Ooh.
They're quite pretty.
Fancy.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. They're crossbow bolts. They don't really do anything else, but they're for showpieces. They're very nice.
They're pointy.
They're pointy, yes. In the morning, rest passes just fine. It's actually quite quiet in the rooms. Another symbol, you think perhaps, of Mirabella's iron fist on the Warrens. It's kind of like the hotels that don't let you run through there drunk. You get in trouble if you do that. Kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you wake up in the morning, you go downstairs, Tyrax is there. He has already ordered food for everyone.
Cool.
He's changed his robes. They are not the dark robes he was once wearing. They're more of like a deep red color.
Is it waffles?
It's everything. It's whatever you want.
Cool. Okay. Excellent.
Eggs, sausage, waffles. There's a big bowl of fruit. He actually has a small bowl of strawberries for Hazel.
Breakfast ale.
I'm still a bit suspicious of him because of the whole Hubert business, but that went a long way to like appease me somewhat. Still suspicious, but
sure.
I'll accept the strawberries.
Okay, that makes sense. As you guys are eating, he'll give you a description of Elan in case you happen to spot him if this little joker is running around. He is a halfling, mid-30s. He has short brown hair, a goatee, and he wears multicolored clothes. So every piece of clothing he has on is a different color.
Right.
He sells on the top, on the surface, he sells trinkets. He sells rugs, candlesticks, plates, anything household goods that looks like it would be pretty for someone who has maybe a little bit too much money and not enough common sense to realize they're probably getting ripped off.
Right.
His trade below, he's not sure. He did know that at one point, Elan was running gems. But he doubts that that's the trade right now because his cut for Mirabella is likely higher than just what a few gemstones would bring in. He is not sure what he's running. So, if you guys want to head back up top, are you guys all ready to do that?
Yeah, let's go catch this little.
Catch him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So again, I don't have a good market picture for the day, but we'll just switch to this one.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you guys,
it looks like night on this, but whatever.
I know. Yeah, I just didn't. I like that picture so much, and I didn't have a good daytime one. I was like,
cool.
I love that picture.
Beautiful.
So he will take you guys back up the thoroughfare. It looks like it did during the daytime again. The same kindly elves are at their stalls. The one who first greeted you, Hazel, waves.
Yay!
And then Tyrax points out Elan's stall. It's at the very end, and you can definitely tell it is a household goods. There's big rugs stacked up in a corner, and you do see a female elf doing some business with a couple of people.
Okay. So, let's be subtle about this. Wait till she's done with those two and just ask her to see the bus.
Should we send in everyone, or should we send in, for example, Naraxis and Hazel for charm and cuteness?
Oh, definitely Hazel.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think I'll do the talking.
Don't worry, you'll do great.
Okay.
So the rest of you going to linger, or are you going to pretend to shop, or what do you want to do?
Yeah.
I'll walk
Pretend
around.
shopping.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna go see the strawberry people.
Okay. Yeah. He's more than happy to see you again, and he strikes up a conversation and actually pulls the rest of you into it as well as Neuraxis and Hazel kind of wander off with Tyrax toward the stall.
Yeah.
I need you all to make perception checks, please. The two who are going over there.
Okay. Ugh, 9.
Okay.
I
Oh,
should
God,
maybe
6.
have gone.
Okay. It's probably a good thing Tyrax rolled high.
I should definitely have gone.
So, as you approach, you're probably within 100 feet or so. Tyrax, all of a sudden, runs.
Oh.
And you see him take off, and you see the female elf start to bolt.
Whoa.
Is this part of the plan?
So we are now actually in chase mode. So, here's what we're going to do. All right. We've not done one of these before.
Oh
So,
boy.
I need Neuraxis, your speed is 30,
Yep.
and Hazel 25.
Yup.
Okay. Tyrax's is 60,
Oh shit!
Holy hellfire.
because he's a monk.
I see.
Oh.
Yeah. Monks are
Frickin'
scary,
monks.
dude. Frickin' monks are scary. He's also a higher level than you guys. So, he is going to take off. He will probably be able to catch up to her, but you two are going to have to try to keep pace. So, here's what I'm going to have you. I'm
God.
going to have you both make, unless Neuraxis, you're going to pick Hazel up, you're going to each be rolling for this. So, and it's
I
going to
mean,
be just
actually-
a con check.
Hazel, how much do you weigh?
1 second. Oh god.
With your
Like-
equipment.
1 second.
Oh no, I'll drop my bag. I trust
Wait.
you guys to grab it.
Don't drop the bag.
My total weight of my equipment is 39, and myself is 35 pounds.
Gee,
Okay,
Equipment is heavier than you.
if I drop my bag and you drop your bag, I can carry you with being.
Okay,
I
I
can
drop my bag.
Okay.
you like a football and disappear.
Oh god.
Let's go get him!
my fucking armor weighs more.
Yeah.
So Neuraxis picks you up. He kind of swings you onto his back as you guys both drop your bags of equipment.
I say to Alexis, I mean, I could transform, but I'm not
No,
sure if
no,
that
no.
would go over so well.
I guess can I like walk up and pick up their bags?
Yeah.
Probably.
Just very
Very
calmly go over and
As I
grab-
see this, I just like
Da-da-da.
shaking my head and I go pick up their bags.
The thing is, I just thought, hey, if Hazel's on my back, she's also got to be around my sword. Like,
Your sword's still in the bag of holding, I think. As you're like,
no,
You
no,
got
my
it out.
my pack to the blade sword.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Different thing.
I'm just saying we should definitely make so the thing that babies are held with, like the backpack kind of thing.
papoose?
Oh
The
boy.
Bjorn.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
All right.
Jesus.
So, Neuraxis.
I'll try not to get cut by the sword as I climb
Okay.
on his back.
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
you make a con check to see if you can keep up your stamina as you chase the tiefling monk,
Sure.
chasing the elf. Yeah.
My constitution's not bad.
No.
Is it
it's
just
Go, Rex,
constitution
go!
or is it athletics for running?
not. No. You know what? You're right. Let's do athletics.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Holy shit.
Okay.
That's like dropping
Yes.
a bag and handling Hazel and
So-
trying.
Yeah, it's harder for you. Tyrax knows this city, you don't. So when he turns a blind corner, you have to almost skid to a stop and run into a couple of people. You avoid that very narrowly, but you lose sight of him around another bend. He has led you, by chasing the elf, into a series of alleys that are leaving the ward. So we're going to do, hold on just a second, let me check him. Yeah, not an issue. He rolled an 18. So he is catching up to her very, very quickly. She had a little bit of a jump start, but not much.
Yeah,
roll-
and he's a monk.
Because he's a monk.
So
he's gonna,
we can-
yeah.
We can't even see her.
You have lost sight of her and now him.
Ew.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to follow.
Can-
Go ahead and roll one more con check or athletics check for me.
Oh dear.
Yeah, not a problem.
Oh, that's way better.
Much better.
21.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So as
Yeah.
you start getting into these more narrow alleys, there's less traffic there, and to the point where there's nobody down this stretch, and you see T-Rex dart. You actually just see the end of his tail around a corner, and you pick up speed, knowing that you're getting closer. You hear a shout, and then as you turn the corner and go down another long, narrow alley, missing some barrels that kind of, wobble as you go by, because you're big and you do that. You see T-Rex. He has a hold of the back of this woman's robes. He's not doing anything with her. He's just holding her there. And she is kind of like very ineffectively beating at him with her fists. But he's just holding her there. She's like basically trying to get away, and it's not working. So I don't know what you want to do as you approach, but T-Rex is actually going to spin her around and pin her up against the wall of the alley and hold her there. She's breathing hard. There are tears coming down her face. She's scared out of her ever-loving fucking mind.
I would say,
Wow.
I have a perfect thought for this. So I will just I see that he's got her held, and I just run, full on running at her, this huge green dragon ball with a person on his back,
Okay. All right.
piling straight at her.
Okay.
Almost the last possible second, I'll pull up and give the full dragonborn low rumbly growl in her face and try and intimidate her.
Well, she's already crying.
Yep, but you gotta break them. You gotta crack them like an egg, and then all of the information flows.
Hazel waves her turn and says, "Hello.
God damn it!
Don't worry. We're not evil people. We won't hurt you."
That'll be why that happens.
Yeah, that
Damn it, Hazel.
yeah, that wasn't part of the plan.
Amazing. So that happens.
it,
T-Rex
Hazel.
will step back, but he has his hand on one of the daggers at his side. He's not. He's like, don't hurt her. My guess is she's not. She only knows so much, and at this point she is openly weeping. She says, "No, please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I don't know anything."
Can
T-Rex, you might want to get out of here. She told you not to be involved.
Shit.
And I'll just cock my head.
I want to jump down from the Rex's shoulders and walk towards her and try to talk calmly to her, it's okay. We just want to ask you something. Really?
Okay. T-Rex will back away as you approach Hazel, and you actually see him he's really wants, you were fighting earlier, Neuraxis, in the alley. You were fighting that urge. He really wants to stay. He's like, all right, I'm not leaving though. And you watch him as he hops up on another barrel, and then jumps to the roof of the building across from you and perches and just watches. Mm-hmm. It looks like friggin' Nightcrawler. It's awesome.
I'm gonna get the doggos back inside while you do this natural good cup, bad cup routine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
be listening though.
Okay, all good. All right, so, boy, you guys did conflicting, and she is very scared of you.
Yeah. It's very, very much good cop, bad cop at this
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I had a feeling.
She's pissed off green cop.
Right, tiny, sweet-eyed little halfling. She's weeping, she's crying, she's shaking. Neuraxis, you can feel her shaking in your grasp. Her dress is of fine make. I mean, it's clear that, she does a decent business probably with Elan or for him. But her hair is mussed from running, and she's breathing super hard. She keeps repeating, I don't know anything, I don't know anything, I don't know where he's gone, I don't know, he just left me in charge, I don't know anything, I don't know anything. Hazel, oh man. Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh no! Alright. -1. Alright. I'm gonna take the Scanlan dice again because it seems fitting for persuasion, but it's gonna screw me over. It's okay, disadvantage, so that one's a 14.
Okay.
And that one's a 10, so a 9.
Okay. She is she can't talk. She's just openly weeping at this point. She can't collect herself. She's terrified. No, please don't, Neuraxis. She starts like doing that, like it doesn't do anything. It doesn't even hurt. She's just like trying to punch you and get you off of her, and it's not having an effect. She's just like, please let me go. Please let me go. I'll leave. I won't come back. I don't like this city anyways.
Can I do an insight check on her to see if she's real or if she's faking it?
Yes, you may.
Okay. I'm also probably pretty bad at that. Oh, +4. Okay, with... let's do Pike. Oh, nice. That's a 20.
Yeah, she's hardcore faking.
Oh. I whisper to Neuraxis, I think she's lying. I think she's not really scared.
I'm not lying. I'm so scared. Neuraxis, make a perception check.
So I will just shake her. Like, I would just... 22.
She's trying to pull a dagger out of her pocket.
Ooh.
Oh, but he told us not to hurt her, but I so want to just headbutt. Like...
She has the dagger. You now see part of the blade, and she is starting to unsheath it. You only have a second to react.
Grapple is athletics, isn't it?
Correct.
I'll just grab the hand, like this huge green fist, just closing.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah, she rolled a 4. She's not going to be able to break that. You actually managed
that's
to...
18.
No, there's just not going to happen. Yeah, you get her hand, the dagger drops. You've got her hand in this grip, and she, at this point, she's still heaving because she has been, pulling this act the whole time, but there is a hardness now to her face that was not there previously. Yeah. What are you... He's not here.
Where is he?
He left the city.
Where?
Mirabella send you?
Who else?
You gonna let me go? I need to get out of this fucking city anyways. I hate this goddamn place.
I look up at Tyrax. I'm like, you're not the job.
Tyrax is gonna nod. Let her go. If she tells you, let her go. I can chase her down if she tries to pull anything. Can't I?
If she tries to stab me, I'm gonna cut her. And I'm just like, I'm talking to him.
That's self-defense. No, that's fine. I wouldn't recommend it, though. He's talking to the elf. I wouldn't. You'll let me go? You'll let me go?
Yes.
I'm getting the fuck out of here. Fine. He went to visit a new buyer. He's been trying to get a hold of some rare gems and some metals and some other things he's been wanting to trade in. He doesn't want to deal with Mirabella anymore. He was trying to strike out on his own, but he didn't have enough supply. So he went to go contact a buyer he's not used before, so Mirabella didn't get wind of it. But he hasn't come back.
And who's this buyer?
I don't know. It was a supplier that the letter came from Amon, but he was supposed to meet them, her, it, I have no idea, in Tamor Falls. It's a half a day south of here. It's at the base of the mountains. That's all I know. He's not back. I'm leaving. Will you let me go?
You can go.
Good.
We'll be keeping your dagger and know that if what you tell us is false, my little friend here is finding you.
She gives Hazel a wary look.
I have a very good nose, woman.
Fine.
This is like the scariest thing Hazel's ever said.
she tries to be like, she tries to copy Norexis sort of and give her like sort of a stink eye.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have the benefit of like 6'6" and 250 pounds. Like,
Friggin' linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's no, keep it. I'm out. I'm done. I'm done with this fucking place. I'm done with Elan. The whole business just stinks. I'm out.
Right. Go shoot. Is there anything we need to tell? Or simply.
He's there. Last I heard, he was there.
All right.
It's not that far. I'm leaving. She adjusts her dress and she bolts back down the alley. You guys who are not involved in this, after a few minutes, you start getting worried. And then you do see that same elf running out of the ward, skids around a corner, and is headed back toward the gates. You assume the gates of the city.
Wow.
Well, Hazel, I think that went well.
I think so too. I mean, I guess we didn't find the guy, but I guess we did get a clue.
It's like a complete gear switch from like, I will murder you, to like, okay, little friend, let's go. Like,
Yeah.
T-Rex is going to hop down and join you all. I recommend, he says, I recommend turning his stall. Let's see if we can find anything else.
If we can
like
find
the way you
something
think.
that
Yeah.
if we can find something that smells of him, and if we go to that place, then I could maybe try to track him down.
Oh, that I would bet you anything that whole thing smells of that rank cologne he wears because he thinks it's charming. I bet you won't have any trouble. You're getting the idea Elan's a little bit of a sleazeball. Yeah.
You know, while they were doing the run, I'm of course gonna buy strawberries,
Okay.
and then I had in mind to check the stall. So
Okay. So you
Yeah,
guys are
I'm
headed
probably
over
gonna
there.
be there when they come
Okay.
back.
As
yeah,
you
I'm following
guys,
Circle.
okay, as you guys meet up, it takes a few more minutes. You get into the stall. T-Rex is going to keep watch for guard, and we'll let you know if anyone walks by there, and if anyone's trying to keep an eye on you guys, because you did just bolt, or a couple of them just bolted through an alley.
Yeah.
So you probably don't have long.
How much for the strawberries? By the way, how much are they?
He's actually just going to give them to you.
Oh, okay. Well, I give them to Hazel when she
Okay.
gets back.
Okay. You guys meet up at the stall. I need anyone who is searching to make an investigation check. T-Rex is going to make perception.
investigation.
Better.
Oh, natural 20.
Oh, snap.
Oh, I got a 12.
Okay.
Nose. Oh god, a 7.
I got 8.
Oh, it smells really gross here, guys. Like, ugh.
You do find... Okay, so who rolled the 20? Sorry. I lost track.
Hazel.
Oh, snap. All right. So
Yeah,
Hazel...
I did. Sorry.
Okay, no, it's okay. That was I
The
was reading
strawberries are
something in.
giving her investigation powers.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, thank you so much, Torkel. That's so sweet of you.
So sweet, get it? Oh no.
God,
Oh
why?
my god. Yeah, you guys start rooting around. T-Rex is keeping an eye. He occasionally will be like, hey, to like duck down to make it look like there's no one there. But Hazel, as you're digging around, you do find a backpack.
Oh.
In the stall. It was very well hidden under kind of a false bottom in one of the shelves. And inside is there are some rations, just dried foodstuffs. There are a handful of like clothes, just commoner clothes, and you do find a letter that has already been ripped open that is addressed to Elan.
Okay. I
And-
show it to everyone and I give it to Elijah to read because she's our usual reading person.
Okay.
She's the official group leader.
Yes.
Okay.
I thank you for that, I think. And yeah, I take it and start reading it.
Okay. All right.
One day it's
so-
going to be cursed. That's all.
Yeah. I'm gonna get cursed someday, and we know that because I'll head first into danger anyways.
Yep.
The letter is on very fine parchment, and it says, It basically lines up a deal for rare gems and metals to meet in Tomor Falls. Cannot talk, and it is signed with a name, Omar.
Omar.
Yeah, and it's actually spelled O-R-M-R. Omer. Yeah.
Ormar.
Ormer. Yeah. I went with
Not the
Ormar
guy
because
from
it's
The
easier
Wire.
to say.
Ormar.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
O-R-M-R.
Oh yeah.
Ormar.
Yeah.
Armor.
Ermagerd. Yeah.
Oh no! Not again.
Is Gerd his last name?
Ermagerd.
Yeah. Jeez.
Ormagerd.
Yeah, but it's like J-E-R-D just to make it fantasy.
Yeah.
The date, you do notice the date of the meeting is today.
Oh, we better go.
Ooh.
We better go.
How do we get there?
If you show the letter, I'm assuming you show it to T-Rex too. He
Yeah.
knows the area pretty well. Okay. It is roughly a half a day's walk south.
We need a horse. Horses. We need
Or a camel.
horses. Not right now.
No, we do not need a camel.
Are you sure? Because I can make that happen. Although it might look weird.
Are you gonna be
Yeah.
our camel?
I'm
It's
sure.
faster than walking, so. But you can't
I
take a
mean,
bunch of
we
people
might attract
away.
a lot of attention that way.
No camels.
Yeah,
Can
no
you turn
atten-
into
no
a horse?
attention.
I can turn
Even
into
if we had one horse, like
I can
you
turn into
carry
a
all of
draft
us.
horse. Like a big draft horse.
But then we'd need to find like something for you to pull and for us to sit in, and we might as well just.
Honestly,
put them
again,
right
my abilities are limited, and a draft horse is going to catch attention of bandits
Right.
because a draft horse is worth a lot of money. And I'm technically, he looks at Neuraxis, I'm technically not supposed to go with you.
That's true.
I don't want to
Well-
risk your deal with Mirabella just because I'm trying to protect all of you. I think you can protect yourselves pretty well.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
since
You
you're
tell
not
us.
supposed to help or anything, you could like go tell her what we found out and
Yeah.
tell her that we are on the way there to investigate.
I can do that.
And if you want to check on us, I guess you can always turn into whatever and go there yourself as well.
I could do that.
Just-
I would like to update her so that she realizes that her trust
Yeah.
in you is not misplaced.
Exactly. We are professional. We give updates when we have them. It will look good.
Can you just point us in the direction of somewhere for a day? He could be gone by the time we get there.
I missed that part. Sorry, you cut out a little bit.
Yep.
Can he point us? I mean, are we? If we leave now and take half a day, will it be happened? Do we need like horseback to get there before?
Yeah. What's the time? Is there a
Yeah,
time
what
or
time is
just,
I mean, you were in the ward in the decently early-ish morning, so you might be looking at 10 o'clock right now.
No, I mean on the letter it says it's today, but is there a time of the day
There is not.
for the meet?
There
Oh,
isn't.
yeah. Okay. So we just want to get there as fast as we can, not knowing.
Yeah. I think horses is going to be the quickest.
Yeah.
I know a couple of people just outside of Syngorn that run horses. You could acquire some if you wanted to do that. I can point you to them.
That's going to be the quickest way. Best I can see it.
If you have everything, I don't want to run you out of the city before you're ready, but if it's today, you run a decent chance of catching up with him.
Yep, we got to go.
Okay.
Gotta go fast.
It's about a 20-minute walk to the gates. You guys are hustling. Tyrax is trying to keep you away from as many guards as possible, so he's kind of running interference and running you down alleys and side streets if he sees a phalanx of guards coming. And we'll get you to the gates. We'll get you outside. And just down the road, south in the direction you need to go, you do see a stable. Might be a quarter of a mile off to the left where you could acquire some horses. He says the same kind of deal as in Marquette. You can rent them almost anywhere, so.
Cool.
Yeah. He bows. Good luck. Don't get killed or anything, okay?
You be careful.
Not very likely.
Me be careful. And he does that weird fade into the shadow thing you saw him do before. You don't have to worry about me and my friends. And then he's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Alicia, Hazel, you think you two can share a horse?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do this. And he just like marches off towards the stables.
Okay. In the interest of time, what we will do is the horse deal's pretty straightforward. How many horses do you want? 3, 4?
I guess 4. I don't think the
4?
dwarves can share.
Okay.
Yeah.
Too heavy.
Yeah, technically. There are some bigger horses, but they might not be as fast. So in the interest of time, for 4 horses, 50 gold, and you have them until you bring them back.
Sure. Yep. I'll put it down now.
I can.
Nice.
I was gonna say I can pay some of it. You paid a lot.
Okay. The horses have feed bags on them. They have enough feed for a week.
Okay.
But if you're headed, the gentleman you are dealing with does say, if you're headed to a village nearby, there are a few around. Tomor Falls is one of them. He rattles off a couple other names. They all have stables. So, you know, the taverns usually have stables attached to them. So if you're going to bring the horses back, which I hope you do, obviously.
Of course.
Of course.
You could store them there in the tavern. The innkeepers will they'll keep a good watch on them. I know most horses. They won't run you wrong. He will say, he will give you, hold on, I gotta pull up my name. He will give you the name of the tavern keeper in Tomor Falls. It is Vidania. Or no, sorry, Vera.
Vera.
Yeah, Vera. Vidania is actually the town mayor. They're sisters.
Of course.
And the place you're looking for is called the Magpie's Nest.
Okay.
Okay.
And you guys can saddle up and head on your way in the late morning sunshine.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Let's
Narax
go.
Narax is trying to like coax everyone into formation and like.
I'm guessing
Formation?
I'm guessing Hazel is in charge of actually riding the horse, and I'm just sitting behind.
All right.
I have
I mean,
proper,
I don't-
like
Well,
vehicles land.
You're better with
No,
animals than I am.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
true.
I think I might have even ridden a horse in the past before, so I'll take the reins.
Okay. Well, I mean, you handled the camel. I think you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Naraxis, did you put down the goal, or should I do it?
I just put it down because
Okay.
that it says like bumbly, like, oh god, we're in a rush here. Just take the coin, get it.
Okay.
And you guys head off on the road to Tomor Falls, and that is where we will call the game.
Oh.
Oh,
If we get too much further, we're going to be getting into probably a 6 or 8 hour session. So,
Ooh.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, can
Yeah.
do that.
Nope. All right. So we will call it there, guys.